Good evening, Watertown, and welcome to the iconic Watertown Arrows Stadium for this playoff matchup between the 4-5 Aberdeen Central Golden Eagles and the 6-3 Watertown Arrows. In the booth tonight, I am Sam Mooney, and joined with me, as always, is Tyson Zemlicka. Tyson, this is the first Arrows home playoff game in 11 years.
I'm speechless thinking about it, but I'm glad to have them back. I remember those games like about 11 years ago because they ended up going to the Dome that year. Had a really good football team, and this year we had a really good football team. Good running game, and should be in for a good one here tonight.
So 11 years since the Arrows have hosted a home playoff game. Coincidentally enough, 11 years since the Arrows have won a playoff game. Welcoming to the Watertown Stadium tonight is the Aberdeen Central Golden Eagles. What do we know about them?
They like to run the ball. It's kind of getting to be a theme these last few weeks, and obviously in South Dakota, this playoff weather, you're going to have a team that can run the ball. Really, since Yankton, it seems like we've had a lot of running teams. Watertown has seen this team before, but Aberdeen Central is going to pound the ball a lot tonight.
Yeah, Aberdeen Central is going to run. The last time these two teams met, Aberdeen handed the ball off north of 40 times. They ran the ball for about 165 yards that game with some success, but 40 carries on 165 yards. I mean, if we replicate that tonight, that spells a recipe for Arrows win.
Yeah, we always talked. I went to school up in Aberdeen, and it's always cold up there, and it's always windy. So it takes away a little bit of that pass game. We always call it that home field advantage for that Aberdeen crowd is you got to be able to run the ball when it's windy up there. Watertown struggled up there this year. Yankton struggled up there in Aberdeen this year. And when you watch the film for Aberdeen, there's not a lot of guys that pop out. You know, it's a big team group effort. So I think it's just tough to play in Aberdeen, Sam. I don't know.
Sure. So the 4-5 Aberdeen Central Golden Eagles come in. They're averaging 15 points a game. They're giving up 20 points a game. They've got 4 losses on the year. They've lost to the number 1 rated Pierre Governors, the number 2 rated Yankton Bucks, the number 3 area Titans, the number 4 Watertown Arrows, and then their 5th loss came to the number 1 rated seed Lincoln in AAA. The Arrows have got 3 losses: Pierre, Yankton, and T. These two teams met not that long ago. The Arrows were able to squeak one out. Like you said, it's a little tough to play in Aberdeen. Hopefully, with this blackout crew that we got with the kids here tonight, we'll make it a little tough for Aberdeen to come in here and play.
Yeah, it's got to be better for the Arrows having this game at home tonight. And again, they are built to play in this weather. Kind of wet, kind of sloppy, rainy, cold. You know, Watertown loves to pound the ball, and their passing game, you know, for the most part is relatively conservative with the screens. A lot of that fullback, you know, sneaking out into the flat area. And they do take their shots too, but this type of weather does play into what Watertown wants to do offensively.
I think what's going to be a talking point, a storyline that's going to play out as the game progresses is the condition of the field itself. You know, we're right at about the 50-yard line. We can see mud forming already right by the W there. When Aberdeen comes on the field, you're going to see their jerseys are white. Enjoy them while you can, because they're not going to be white for long.
Yeah, Watertown's probably fortunate that their last 2 games they played were on the road spearfishing on the road up in T, and it's preserved some life into this field. But the way these two teams run the ball, you know, the ground and pound and just everything, by halftime in between those 2 hash marks, it's going to be absolutely battered out there.
So, talking about Aberdeen, talking about their run game, let's talk about their quarterback a little bit. Senior quarterback Parker Lamar. What do you see from him that jumps off on tape?
You know, and again, we've talked about it too. They had switched the quarterbacks in the middle of the season because this one was hurt. That's back tonight, the senior. But there is a fair amount of run game that he's also involved in. So run game is one thing, great. But when you add that quarterback element into the run game, it's one extra guy to account for the defense, which is tough. You know, Aberdeen Central's going to run the ball, but just adding that extra guy in there is one extra thing for the defense to account for the Arrows.
What the Arrows are going to have to be really mindful of when they're on defense is Aberdeen will pound, and then take a deep shot. And it happened last time these two teams played. The last time these two teams played, the Arrows got caught napping a little bit and got beat on an 88-yard touchdown, and that really could have been a huge difference maker, and it was a difference maker in the game. Fortunately, the Arrows were able to pull that win out. Aberdeen missed a field goal with about 20 seconds left, and they were able to pull the win out by 2. But the wide receivers for Aberdeen, number 6, Brody Asoff, and number 3, Cooper Eisenbeis, do not fall asleep on those guys because they will beat you on man-to-man coverage.
Right, and it was that first drive in the Aberdeen Central game, first or second drive, when all it was really an out route. That
and it was a missed tackle.
Yeah, Sparks missed tackle on. That's not going to happen again tonight. He'll be ready for it. But again, those types of playmakers, given those opportunities, you kind of lull them to sleep. Just run the ball, quarterback run. Then they kind of shock you and throw a deep pass on you or kind of trick you with something and score. So if the Arrows, granted though, were much better in the second half of that game.
Much better in the second half.
And you hope if that carries over to tonight, the Arrows can get out and early by a couple scores and hopefully not turn back in this one.
So we've played 9 games up until this point, so we've got a pretty good idea of what the Arrow offense looks like. We got a pretty good idea of what the Arrow defense looks like. Total yards on the season, the Arrows have got 2,572 yards. They're a minus 130 in total yards. So I mean they're real close with their competition. Passing yards, the Arrows have got 1,238. It's 500 yards less than what their opponents have, but it's such a massive improvement from last year to this year.
Yeah, Trayton Hemrick has been really good. When I watched the film on Aberdeen Central from a few weeks back, about a month ago, the biggest thing to me is he was still making not any bad decisions, but he wasn't maybe making the right ones.
Sure.
And now these last few weeks, he's really rounded the corner to me where instead of just making the bad decision, he is making the right decision. He's executing well. He's pulling the ball, taking off and running, opposed to just putting your head down and taking a sack or throwing it away. He's really progressed to me, and that's the biggest difference for the Arrows that way. But in terms of the run game, the Arrows don't care how many more yards they have as a total offense because they pound that ball so much. It's what they look forward to doing. Juven Hudson's a big reason for that.
Yes.
And I said, but those offensive numbers are tough on a team that just solely focuses on running the ball.
And circling back to the the passing game from last year versus this year, the maturation of Hemrick. I mean, earlier when I said there's a massive improvement, that's not a knock on graduating quarterback Alex Carey at all by any means. It's more of a compliment to the maturation of Trayton Hemrick, and also to the maturation of Coach Hordorf and the offensive staff, opening it up a little bit more and understanding that opponents' defenses, they want to put 8 guys in the box. They want to stop Juven. And so they're opening up their playbook a little bit more, throwing to guys like Nathan
Wenches.
Briggs and Wenches and Sparts and Mitch Olson, opening it up a little bit. So I think that's why we've seen a lot of improvement in the passing game this year versus last.
Yeah, the consistency with Hemrick being in there every single game this year, that can't go unnoticed either. But that play action game, he's become a little bit of a wizard on. I said teams don't expect it because you don't know when it's going to Juven or when it's not, but he's making such good reads on those play action passes, whether it's getting into the flat and winches, hitting one of the corner routes over the top. He's been efficient, he's been effective, he's been making the right decision. He's going to go a long way in the Arrows playoff run this postseason.
Yeah, I mean, at the beginning of the year, if you told me that he was going to be completing just under 54% of his passes, throw for over 1,200 yards, 12 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. He's been sacked 12 times, but if you gave me that stat line at the beginning of the year, I'd tell you I'd be pretty happy with it.
Especially compared to last year. And again, those stats have been very solid. The last 4 or 5 weeks, stats aside, we've always talked about how stats don't tell the whole picture of the story in the game here. The last 4 or 5 weeks, he's really grown every single week. I said sometimes it's just, instead of making what's not the wrong decision, he's making the correct one. I said a few weeks earlier in the year, he had some tough plays, and he had a bad interception last week. That happens, but he's been getting stronger down the stretch and at the perfect time.
Yeah, and we all know that the Arrow offense is led by all-world running back Juven Hudson. We've talked about it from game 1. Opening kickoff, 80 yards to the house. We can talk about his 1,000 yards rushing, his 14 touchdowns, but I think the guy that's really helped this Arrows offense improve has been Wenches, right?
Yeah, he's so fun to watch. I mean, he's just a dog in there. It's like he gets out there looking to hit somebody. He's out here dancing around the game. He's bumping into guys. Of course, he's not wearing sleeves. He doesn't care what the weather. Doesn't care if it's a blizzard. He's here to hurt somebody tonight. And after last week, it was kind of a butt whooping physicality wise. I think he sets the tone tonight. Guys like Simon Hendricks, Austin Johnson, they need to come set the tone early. Show that last week was a fluke, and really give it to these Golden Eagles here tonight.
There's a reference in the football world, a mutter. We say dogs, but for this environment, playoff atmosphere, this weather, you need a mutter, a guy that's going to get out there, get his jersey dirty, put pad on pad, hit somebody, get up, get everybody fired up. I think we're going to see a couple plays tonight from my pregame mutter, Wenches.
Wenches is your pregame mutter?
Wenches is going to be my pregame mutter.
I would go with Jaden Lambert. I love watching that guy pull around the edge. He's already got his hand in the dirt every play. He plays defensive end for the Arrows too, so he's a guy I expect to be dirty. Winch is a guy maybe I expect him to hurt someone, I just feel like, but I think Lambert's going to be his uniform will be black by the end of the night for sure. Hopefully you can read the front of his number.
Yeah, no kidding. So let's talk about Lambert as the Arrows are about ready to take the field. 18 tackles, 11 of them are solo. The man's got an interception, 3 forced fumbles, 4 fumble recoveries, and 2 defensive touchdowns.
Typically you don't want to hear the offensive lineman's name being called. Obviously with him playing both ways and the big impact he's made both ways on the field, he has been incredible to watch. He's athletic. He moves good in the run game. He's all over on the field.
Little different entrance from the Watertown players tonight, coming out of the kind of the locker room area and going straight to the W, and getting themselves all hyped up and ready to go. Coaches are matriculating in behind them. Fans are lined up. It's a pretty good showing, and you know what? Speaking of pretty good showing, Aberdeen's directly across from us, and their fans traveled well tonight too.
Yeah, and I saw some of them are sitting on our side. Just because maybe a little bit warmer, or a little bit more room on this side. I was going to ask you, is that how Watertown used to come out, was right through the middle? You would probably know that better than I would.
Yeah, way back in the day, it used to come out that way, but then with the expansion,
right,
they started coming out, with the makeshift tunnel on the other end.
A little bit of a throwback.
So,
haven't been to the home playoffs game before, so maybe do something a little differently tonight.
It's been 11 years, 11 long years since Watertown has hosted a playoff football game. So this is a big game. It's big for Coach Hodorf. It's big for his program. So I didn't get an opportunity to talk to Coach before the game. I wanted to kind of leave him alone. It's a playoff game. I understand the magnitude of the game. But what do you tell your players?
The biggest thing is you got to focus on this game. Obviously, everybody loves the playoffs. You wake up thinking about this game. All day you're thinking about this environment. But you got to stay focused on it tonight. You and I both know if and when the Arrows win this game tonight, they'll probably have to travel to Pierre. But if you look forward to next week, you're not focused on tonight. Aberdeen Central is a very good football team, a very well-coached football team, and they will beat you tonight if you're ready to go. So just stay locked into your job, your assignment. Don't let the moment get too big. You've already been in, 9 of these games this year? Yep. So you should know what to expect, so just lock in and do your jobs.
They do have postseason experience. They've played in the playoffs before, just not at home. So we're going to take a quick, brief pause, and we'll listen to the legendary Mr. Kranz do some announcing here, and then we'll take a pause for the greatest song ever composed in the United States national anthem. We'll be back right after the national anthem. Don't go anywhere.
The contest is being conducted under the guidance and regulation of the South Dakota High School Activities Association for the enjoyment and educational benefit of high school students. Good sportsmanship and respect for officials and their decisions will be expected of everyone. Failure to do so could result in removal from this event. At this time, we ask that you please stand as we play the national anthem. Proper respect for the flag is to remove your cap, stand at attention with your right hand over your heart. Active duty personnel or veterans not in uniform may salute the flag. Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem.
on, you get a couple goosebumps, huh?
I didn't hear our guy singing tonight, so I don't.
Well,
Maybe I was
This time I'd
distracted.
like to introduce our Arrow
I think
cheerleaders.
he's right down there, but in his defense,
all, we
we
have
do have our
Annabelle
window
Brennan.
down.
That's true.
I think somebody took care of us and wiped this bad boy down. It's clean.
It's playoff season, Sam Rooney.
Jenna Edie,
It looks fantastic.
Addison Hyatt,
So, real quick, before
Lauren
we
Keller.
get back to football stuff, let's do some housekeeping items
Peterson.
real fast.
our cheer
In a
coach
minute,
is
you'll see our score bug
St.
that'll be down at the bottom of your screen.
And now for the
We've got
starting lineups.
a pink ribbon
First of
on
all,
there
for
that
the
you'll see
Golden
for
Eagles
Breast Cancer
offensive
Awareness
unit.
Month. So
Starting at center, number 12,
if you have somebody that you would like us to
73,
remember,
Samson
or
Blackett.
somebody that you would like us to just keep in our thoughts or our
At right
prayers or
guard,
whatnot,
number 11,
a survivor
excuse
of
me,
breast cancer, or somebody that you just
Number
want
60,
us to send some love to and let them know that you're
Bren.
thinking about them, whatever. Put their name
At left guard,
in the chat
and
there,
senior number
and
66,
we'll make sure
Andrew Jorgensen.
to give them some love. And for any breast
right
cancer
tackle,
survivors that are
senior
out there
number
that are
72,
watching or
Bryce
that are listening,
Wigglesbacher.
we're thinking
At
about
left
you
tackle,
guys
junior
and
number 52,
do everything that we
Riker
can
Meester.
to send some love and
Starting at tight end,
a lot of
senior number
warriors
4,
out there, a lot of
Cooper
strong women that are out there that are going through
At one wide
some tough
receiver
times, and
position,
we're thinking about
a
you
junior
guys.
number 6,
As we see this young
Brody
man
Asaw.
wearing pink, so
At wide
good on
receiver,
him.
a senior number 3,
So
Cooper
the other thing,
Eisenbeis.
yesterday was my mom's
Starting
birthday.
at fullback, number
So,
10,
happy
birthday to her.
sophomore,
Yeah, she's down
number
in
14,
Texas, I think, watching with my dad right now. So happy birthday, Mom. Love you and appreciate you tuning in.
Got some Arrow TV people tuning in from Texas. I got a buddy from mine, Matt Thorson. He's in Pierre. He's a coach there.
Nice.
He just texted me and said he's hopping on here. I think he's getting his scouting in for next week. So
Smart.
they're maybe not so concerned with their this A-seeded team, I guess, tonight.
Well, you know what? When you're the 6-time defending state champion, you know you can do whatever you want.
New Year, same goal
Yeah,
for them. They just
yeah,
get ready
jeez.
for who they're playing week 2 in the playoffs, I guess.
Good gravy. What a machine that community and that football team has been.
They are on quite the roll, to say the least.
Yeah, for sure. Well, hopefully we can thank him in person next week for.
Yeah, that'd be good to go up there and see him.
Yeah. So okay, so let's go back to some football here. We talked about Jaden Lambert a little bit on defense. You know, we shared some of his stats. We touched on Juven and talked to you about Caden Beauchamp. Senior year, senior captain. He started the year off as a linebacker, waiting for Hendricks to come back, waiting for Austin Johnson to come back. Went back to defensive line. What's he meant to this team?
He's been incredible. A lot of these guys have really stepped up in different ways. As a guy that plays a little bit of tight end and on the defensive line, you don't always get your name called as much as the quarterback, the running back, the linebackers. But he's done a fantastic job this whole year. The front 7 on defense for the Arrows cannot go unnoticed how big they've been. And that's why I feel like every game that we talk about with them, I almost feel like it's a favorable matchup because of how many teams run the ball and how good this Arrows front 7 is. I expect it to be big tonight, but in a game like this, your senior year playing at home, you know, for a chance to probably go play the Pure Governors, this is when you got to kind of create your legacy and make your mark on a game like tonight. So hopefully we say his name early and often.
You know, the last Arrow defender that was just announced there was number 4, Jalen Schulte. And all Jalen Schulte has done this year on defense is led the entire Arrows defense in tackles.
Just has a nose for the ball. You know,
quietly.
It's fun to watch him play. You know, he doesn't make all those big splashy plays. That's why we don't say his name enough. That we should be saying it more.
Yep.
But he's all over the field for the Arrows as a safety. He's down in the box, and he's fun to watch too.
50 tackles, 26 solo, 24 on the assist. He's got the 1 TFL. But yeah, like you said, I mean, he's just got a nose for a ball. He hasn't found an interception yet. Maybe that changes tonight. I mean, I don't believe that there's going to be a ton of passing in this game. The weather conditions are tough. Both teams like to run versus pass. But a kid like Jalen Schulte could definitely step up in this game.
Yeah, we'll see if Aberdeen Central decides to challenge the Arrows vertically downfield here. If not, they'll put him up in the box and he'll make a bunch of plays on the ball like he does, or tackling the ball as he usually does.
You know, and at some point throughout the game, maybe towards the end of the game, maybe at halftime, whenever we have an opportunity, we're going to make sure to highlight each one of the students that works with Arrow TV to give you shots like this. You are in the huddle. I mean, there you can see Katie right outside the huddle, but we got another camera, boom, right back into the huddle. Where else are you going to get a shot like that in high definition right in the middle of this coin toss than with Aero TV?
Players are laughing. You can tell the ref made a joke. I mean, you can see everything.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the refs are. I mean, this is a big game for the referees too. I mean, it's an honor to to referee a playoff game, and it's an honor for the. It's an honor for the players to be here, and it's an honor for us to be here. It's great to be a part of Aero TV, brought to you by Dakota Land Federal Credit Union, and it's great to be a part of this community and to be able to bring things like this. Now, my question for you is, do you think it's great for Simon Hendricks to have that big old club on his hand?
Well, I'll tell you this, he ain't carrying the ball too many times tonight. He's not getting any balls thrown his way. They're not handing him any balls. Kind of looks like an enforcer out there with it on, though. So I'm all for the, if you're going to look a little intimidating or whatever, but they're getting the, I don't know if Coach Hodov's happy about the way they are kicking. Well, it is what it is. You're going to play football either way. But, no, as a linebacker, it looks good. If he gets it picked on it, he might drop it, and we'll give him a little bit of grace on it. But
my man's not catching balls with his hands today. He's going to catch them with his gut.
Yeah.
In the event that it gets there. I think his hand got banged up a little bit last week in T.
If he gets it picked tonight, I'll buy us Blizzards tomorrow at work. Is that a deal?
Yeah, I say if he doesn't get a pick tonight, you buy us Blizzards at work tomorrow anyway.
Twist my arm.
So we are just about set to kick off. What's on the line? A trip, most likely to Pier, and 11 years.
And the drought.
11 years and the drought. So the Arrows have been, like I said, these guys have got playoff experience. They just don't have it at home. They've lost 8 road playoff games in a row. And they're trying to, like you said, trying to end the drought. I do like the fact that the Arrows are going to kick off. So the Arrows defense can come and set the tone, and then that gets the Arrows the ball at halftime.
Yeah, I'm trying to think here. The Arrows had a good running back 11 years ago that basically carried them to the Dome. I'm trying to think of his name. If somebody wants to remind me in the comments, I'd appreciate that. I just can't think of what that young man's name was.
It was wins against Douglas and Yankton, and they were both at home, and they ended up losing to, of course, De Pere 34-7 in that game. But
I wish I could remember his name. It'll come to me here.
That was then.
Tell me.
That was then. This is now, and we are underway in this 11 AA South Dakota High School Activities Association playoff game, and Aberdeen is going to take it out to just north of the 20-yard line.
I see Micah Hawk running out there. Kind of hard to miss him, huh, Sam?
We're going to talk a lot about Micah Hawk. We're going to talk a ton about Micah Hawk today, but there must have been some talk at practice or in film, because for your Arrows, your kicker, number 39, I forget, is that Foley or – yeah, that's Foley, kept it in bounds. He had struggled with that a little bit last week in T.
Yeah, it's a good start. I mean, instead of letting them start 35-yard line.
Yeah, so quarterback Parker Lamar is going to be under center here, and we're going to expect a handoff here. And that's what we get, a handoff right away. And who's he met by immediately in the backfield?
Caden Beauchamp or not?
That's Lambert.
That's Lambert, yeah. 65 is Lambert.
Yep, that's 65. So, geez, we talked about Jaden Lambert, and there he is right away.
Get that jersey dirty early. I like it.
That defensive line is going to have to stay up and stay loose and fight the cold and get in that backfield and make tackles, because that is what Aberdeen is going to want to do, is run.
When I watch this team on film, Watertown definitely looked like the superior team. Again, sometimes it's just tricky to play up in Aberdeen, but I expect them to show their dominance tonight, flex a little muscle, especially coming off of last week.
So back to pass is Aberdeen, looking deep, and that's what we talked about with that man coverage. And number 5 there for Aberdeen is Jeff Carlson, and he had a step.
Yeah, he did. We've talked about it. You can't, again, we assume it right away too. You can't just assume they're going to run the ball every time. Easier for you and I to do it. Nobody's going to run by you and me. But that Arrows secondary has got to be on alert for that, because that's how they've gotten bit in the past, is that passing game kind of creeps up on them and gets behind them. So 3rd and 14, it's coming again.
So the Arrows are playing looks like a 3-4 defense, 3 down linemen, 4 linebackers. In the middle of that defense is big Micah Hawk. We'll see what he can do here on a 3rd and 14 as Aberdeen's back in the shotgun with a single back. Lamar's back to pass. He's got some time.
Ooh, there's
He's
a hold.
Scrambling out. We're going to get a hold here. It's going to be an incomplete pass anyway. Intended receiver was number 3, and that is Cooper Eisenbeis. We'll call his name a few times too. We'll see what the penalty is, but it looks like it's going to be a hold on Aberdeen, and of course Watertown's going to decline. So 1 minute off the clock, 3 and out.
Holding on the
And we're gonna
offense,
see a
number
punt.
7 is decline.
You know, the first thing I noticed when you had said Michael Hawk's name, I watched him on that play. As soon as the ball was snapped, his foot slipped out from under him. The arrow's got to kind of be prepared for that tonight. You can't just be sliding all around this field. Keep your feet under and keep a good base and get physical. That center's quite a bit smaller than him, so he better have a big night tonight. Mr. Flock is at center.
So a tough snap, but the Aberdeen punter does a good job of getting it away. It's going to take a good eagle bounce all the way to about the 40-yard line. Arrows are going to take over, 1st and 10, 10:48 left in the first quarter. Plenty of time real early in the game. Good field position. All the momentum right now is swinging your way. 3 and out. Now if they can put points on the board, watch this place go nuts.
You're going to send a message early, Sam? Haven't won a playoff game in 11 years. Come out of the middle of the tunnel. Are you going to throw a deep fader out to open up the game, or are you going to run it? Tell me here.
Well, I'm going personally. I'm going to go with whatever Hodorf says.
That works for me.
But you know what? Everybody's expecting a run.
I'd run the ball too.
Yeah, everybody's expecting a run here. We talked about it. The conditions are bad. But look you got single coverage down here on the bottom. There's no safety help. You got one-on-one. You got a shot.
There it
You
is.
can take it. And there you go. So they took a shot, and Himrick does a good job of holding on to the ball. He's going to pick up a couple of yards. But you have that single coverage. The only thing that I would have liked to see differently is have that wide receiver run a fly route and go straight down.
I'm not sure if he was supposed to boot out this way, and that's what hurt him. But again, to Himrick's credit, that was the right decision. There's nobody open. You're getting forced out of the pocket that way. Don't throw it away. Don't throw it up for grabs. Take the 4 or 5 yards on first down and live as a second down. Again, that's just his maturity and his growth. That was a great play by Trayton Himrick.
Agreed. And now Himrick's in the shotgun with Juven behind him in a single back, and he's going to get a false start, I'm thinking, on the arrows. Let's see what the ref says. Yep, it's going to be a false start on the arrows. Having a little trouble with his mic, but all good. We're actually up in the booth tonight, as opposed to last week where we were down in the stands, so it makes it a little easier to see things. And the ref is facing our direction. So
we don't have to worry about getting cold tonight.
Yeah, shout out to Craig Boyens for all his hospitality. Appreciate you, sir. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 12 for your arrows here. They're going to be in the same formation. Juven Hudson's going to be your single back, and he's going to hand off to Juven, and Juven's going to slip. He's down. So Juven went to go plant his foot, and
we've seen it a few times already. You're going to have to keep your feet under you.
Yeah. Ref's got the mic on. He's got a hot mic here, so he needs to be careful what he says down there.
What the players say. They walk pretty close to him, too.
Yeah, Juven went to take that initial cut, and then just feet fell out from underneath him and lost it. So
we're seeing that punt here again. That's something that's really moved the ball so far in this game.
Yeah, so it's going to bring up a 3rd and 13, 9.5 minutes left and counting. Single back. We'll see if Himrick can complete a pass here and maybe give Hodorf something to think about. He's got plenty of time. He's looking deep. He's firing deep in that seam and threw into double coverage, and it's going to be broken up. I think if you bet a little bit more on there, great effort. Was that by Wenches? Good effort by Wenches to go up there and try to get it. So it's going to bring up a 4th and 13. Arrows are most likely going to punt.
Yeah, a game like this, you're just looking, it's almost like whoever doesn't make the first big mistake, on these punts or turnovers or whatnot. Almost got to keep a little conservative here for a little bit.
So punting for the arrows is going to be Wenches, and that punt is going to be blocked. And it's going to be picked up and advanced.
That's a mistake I was talking about. You just didn't want to have the first big mistake that way while the offenses can't get going.
I think the Arrows gave up on that punt block, not knowing if that ball was live or not. Replay brought to you here by Dakota Land Federal Credit Union. Gives us a good shot here. The ball stays in bounds, and Aberdeen kind of gave up on it too, but great job by Aberdeen, number 19, getting that ball and then advancing it for a few more yards.
We're lucky there was one last arrow there to make a tackle, otherwise it'd be 6-0 here.
Yeah, so Aberdeen's going to take over with the ball on the 14 after the blocked punt, and we'll see if the Arrow D can hold. Ball is handed off at the middle, and big Michael Hawk says, no, sir. No, sir. What a great tackle by that young man.
Do we have the height and weight for the center, Mr. Flockus, in there?
Yeah, for Aberdeen.
Yes.
Yeah, what number?
Right here, 73. 6 foot 220. He doesn't look very big. Standing next to Micah Hawk, center and nose tackle there.
Micah Hawk for the Arrows is 6'5", 275 pounds. They are going to have a hard time with him.
5-inch difference in a 55-pound.
Yep.
That's
Yep. So keep an eye on big Micah Hawk right in the middle of the Arrows defense. He's gonna cause problems. There's a pass out to the sidelines. Great job of getting wrapped up by Shea Coltrane. So the pass is complete, but immediately tackled by Coltrane. So he did a good job there.
How many yards did he gain there, Sam?
Not 5. So it's going to bring up a 3rd and 5. So it's going to bring up a 3rd and 5 on the 9-yard line. So Aberdeen can still pick up a first down here. However, the Arrows defense, I think if you're Aberdeen here, you're probably in 4-down territory.
I would agree with you.
But it's hard to move the ball with that discrepancy on that defensive line. So they're going to hand off here. It's going to go right up the middle. And again, he's going to be met by a slew of Arrow defenders. Jaden Lambert's in on that one. Caden Beauchamp's in on that one. Micah Hawk is in on that one. So just an excellent job from the Arrows. Bending, not breaking or bending. They stood up. They did great there.
Points are going to be the premium tonight. Sam, looks like they're going to send the field goal team in there. They need 3 points here.
So they're snapping from the dirt and kicking from the grass. And this was about the distance that the Eagles kicker missed when they played each other last time. The kick is up, and it looks like it is good, and it is.
Right down the middle.
So if you're Aberdeen, smart decision, take the points. Like we talked about, points could be at a premium. We've already seen both teams slip in the wet grass already, and you get points after a tough turnover.
I don't want to ask to see our the punt blocks again, but I really want to know which Arrow made that tackle, because that's a huge play in this ball game, not letting it be 7-0 right now.
Well, we'll see if our Arrow TV production crew can find us that. In the meantime, Arrows are going to take over, get a first down, get some momentum on offense, get their footing in front of them. I think they're going to be able to throw the ball in this game if they want to. If they can, I think they'll be able to. I think they'll be able to move the ball a little bit more. They're fortunate that the defense stuck and did their job there. Keep in mind, the Arrows defense has not given up a first down yet.
Yeah, footing is going to be the big one tonight here. Once these guys kind of adjust to this and get rolling, it's going to be a lot of downhill action, I think, for Watertown.
I think the other portion of this game that we're going to continue to talk about is going to be the play of the special teams. Punting, we've already seen how important it is. Field position, so Arrows are going to get the ball back here. Can we get it close to midfield? And just inch our way towards first downs and eventually towards points. So we'll see what happens here. Aberdeen's about ready to kick off. Looks like the kicker is wrong-footed. And he's going to take it to Owen Sparts. It's a great kick to about the 5, and Sparts is going to take it. He's got a seam. He's got room to run. He's got one guy to beat. And just an excellent job by Sparts to get through that hole and get it right to where we said, right at the 50-yard line.
Yeah, Aberdeen's guys were kind of spread out there where he had to get through kind of 4 guys. He had to get by one of them, just whichever way he decided to go.
So you can see it here on that replay brought to you by Dakota Land Federal Credit Union. You could drive a Mack truck through that hole that the Arrow special teams created, and Sparts did a good job of seeing that hole and running right through it and bringing it out to the midway point.
Getting the momentum back in the Arrows' favor, and now let's get that first down, check that off the list, and end up in the end zone here by the end of this drive.
So Juven's going to be split left and trips to the right as Hemrick's in shotgun here, and he's going to send a man in motion. That's going to be Coltrane. I think he was intended to flip that to Coltrane, and the ball just got out from underneath him, so he's going to go down for a loss of 5 or 6.
Yeah, it's almost who's going to get out of their own way first here in this ball game. Somebody's got to start making some plays, step up here, and yeah, maybe he's just going to they're going to start pounding the ball. They're just going to try and quit going play action and getting cute with it, going sideways. They're just going to start giving it to Juven on ISOs and powers if they can't get it figured out.
Yeah, they've got a big offensive line. They can get behind Beauchamp. They can get behind Lambert and Micah and Berg when he's in there. And now we see kind of the same formation, just flipped opposite side. So we'll see what the Arrows can do here on 2nd and 16. Hemrick hits Juven out in the flat for a little bit. Juven makes one guy miss, stays on his feet nicely, gets back to about the original line of scrimmage, It's going to bring up a 3rd and 10, so he got some positive yardage there. But
I think
still
he
got a
usually
long way
wears,
to go.
I think he usually wears gloves, doesn't he?
Juven?
Yeah, he's taking those off.
Yeah, hard to wear gloves when, when the ball's that wet.
Right.
Slip out real fast. So it's going to be 3rd and 11 with just under 6 minutes to go. Himrich's going to be in shotgun. We're going to see trips left. Juven's going to be alone in the backfield to Himrich's right. Coltrane back in motion. Himrich drops back. He's going to bootleg to his right. Overthrows Mitch Olson by about 5 yards there, and it looks like the Arrows are asking for some sort of penalty, but the referees are not letting them have it.
Yeah, they have to punt here. They got behind the sticks early there. Like I said, when they come out on the next drive, I expect more of that. I mean, they're just gonna have to try to just go to the straight ISO, straight power, just downhill football that we're almost accustomed to seeing. I mean, we see more of the play action and kind of motion sideways, but just not getting their footing right now to get anything going.
See if the Arrows special teams can tighten up that protection. They're gonna fake. He's wide open. That's Pitkin on the pass from Wenches. Pitkin splits defenders and takes it 50 yards to the house.
I will definitely say that was going to get blocked again. If he doesn't throw that ball, I think he's getting blocked.
I was going to say before, because they had 10 guys at the line there, and I don't know if that was called.
That's got to be called. That's a great play by Coach Hordorf.
Fantastic, and we'll see the replay brought to you by Dakota Land Federal Credit Union. Pitkin
rainbow.
is wide open. Wenches throws the moon ball. Wenches says, I can throw for touchdowns, I can catch for touchdowns, I can run for touchdowns. The man does it all.
Yeah, just an exceptional call there by the Arrows to get him back in this football game. And a high snap here. Did he just get that over?
It is good. It is good. Great job by the holder to get the snap down.
Wow.
And a great job by the place kicker to knock it through.
You know, we've seen about everything this year, Sam. We have not seen a fake punt pass for a touchdown.
Well, but of course Wenches is involved in it. But give props to Pitkin. Pitkin did a phenomenal job of splitting those defenders and then just being faster than everybody
You know, when
else.
that ball's hanging up in the air for that long,
that's a moon
you're
ball.
almost overthinking it. So you're just glad he catches it, let alone then kind of getting in between those two tackles and breaking them and scurrying into the end zone.
I feel like Wenches was doing his best Mr. Unlimited impersonation.
I didn't even get to see him. I was waiting for that ball to come down.
It was great. He just throws this. I mean, the guy doesn't get an opportunity to throw the ball very often, but he did a good job of getting enough on it. I mean, you definitely don't want to throw a dart in that situation, so he does a great job, gets enough on it. Pitkin does a phenomenal job. Hodorf does a phenomenal job. The special teams really makes up for their previous mistake, and the Arrows take a 7-3 lead with 5 minutes left in the first quarter.
I can't wait till Spencer Winches breaks to his buddies next year that he threw a touchdown pass.
Yeah,
and they come back. They come back to Arrow TV on YouTube and they see the moon ball he throws.
Yes, sir.
And they'll give him more grief for doing it that way than.
You know, 20 years from now, he can't talk about the great play that he made because everybody can see it.
Everybody will see it.
So he can't say that he threw a tight spiral and a dart. So Arrows are going to kick off. That one's going to go out of bounds, and that's exactly what we talked about earlier. I mean, the Arrows do need to tighten that up.
Those directional kicks, it's great for the kickoff unit.
Yeah.
But they got to stay obviously in bounds.
Yep. I mean, Tom Foley had that problem last week in Tia, and we're seeing it already this week. Getting the ball kicked out of bounds, and that doesn't help the old field possession.
Well, now we can see Arrows right in front of us here again on the Aberdeen Central side of the field.
Yeah, and we talk about our window. You might be breathing too much because we're starting to fog up a little bit.
Might have to
crack it open a skosh.
This is technically the Arrows in the field. That's what they score. But nice to have them in front of us, is what I was meaning to say.
Yep, I got you. So the Arrows are going to...
Look at that size difference, Micah Hawk to Mr. Flackus.
It does right in front of us. It does give you a good idea of how bigger he is. And they're double teaming him. And anytime that you're double teaming on the defensive line, it's going to free somebody up. We saw it there. Lamar did a good job of recognizing that because I believe it was Lambert that was breaking free and threw the slant out real fast for a first down.
We've talked about it, though, with how good this front seven is and almost forced you to pass more. You can already see Aberdeen Central changing the game plan a little bit. You're not going to see as many dives and runs underneath. You're going to see some of these hitches, some of these outs, some of these crossing routes, and see if they can get some first downs that way.
So they're going to hand off, and it's going to go right up the middle, and it's going to be met by Micah Hawk again. You cannot run up the middle against this team when there's a 5-inch difference and a 50-pound weight difference between the defensive tackle and the center. You just can't do it.
Yankton's the only team I'd take my cap off that I got to see in person that just said, you know what, we're just not going to run the ball.
Yeah, Yankton just threw 60 times.
We're going to just go against what everybody's going to tell us to do, and we're just going to throw it all over the place. That's the only team that's really been able to have a lot of success offensively against Watertown's defense.
So Aberdeen's going to drop back to pass, and they're going to do that quick little hitch, and there's a missed tackle, and then run by a defender, another missed tackle. He cuts inside, carries a couple guys with him. An sensational individual effort by Aberdeen's. Was that number? See a replay brought to you by the Dakota Federal Credit Union. Yep, that's the number 3 that we talked about earlier. That's Cooper Eisenbeis. That player should have been stopped at about 2 yards before the chains. Tough tackling there for the Arrows. But this is what we talked about the last time that these two teams played. Missed tackles, broken opportunities, and long gains. It's going to bring up a 1st and 10 for the Eagles on the 13. It's going to be a quarterback draw. He's looking to go up the middle. Very patient, but again, met by a slew of arrows.
Simon Hendricks. Easy to see with that big old cast on his hand.
Yeah, led by Simon Hendricks and number 65, Jaden Lambert. So it's going to bring up 2nd and 9 from the 12 with 3 minutes left. Outside of the one big pass play there, Arrows defense has held, been strong, and now they're going to have to hold and be strong again because backs are against the wall again on the 12-yard line.
Bend but don't break, right, Sam?
Bend but don't break. So 2nd and 9 from the 12. Lamar is going to be under center, and he's looking left, rolling right. He's got some time. He's looking. Oh. He's got nothing. I think do we have a pass break up there? Did
I think Beauchamp got a an elbow on it or something.
Yeah, I think I saw the flight of the ball change direction there from Beauchamp. We'll see if we can get a replay on that one just to give us a better idea. Beauchamp did a good job of staying with it, staying in front of him, making his throwing angle difficult and his window hard to see through.
He took a really good angle there, setting the edge where the quarterback wasn't able to get out and around him.
Yep, absolutely.
Tried to throw it back inside him, and I think that brushed off his wrist or his elbow somewhere in that area.
Yep, for sure. So it's going to bring up a 3rd and 9. We'll stay on the 12. 3 minutes left. I'm guessing this is going to be a passing situation here for the Eagles. They're going to have the one back behind quarterback Lamar. Lamar drops back, looking right, going to the end zone. Nobody's there. That's going to bring up a 4th down.
Well, their field goal kicker drilled the last one.
Well, we'll see what they do. We'll see if they come out and kick a field goal here.
They are.
From the 12, so it's going to be a 29-yard field goal attempt.
Even that extra point we made, Sam, I mean, that got by the skin of our teeth here. So, and that's a huge point right now if this ball goes through. Either way, it's going to be big.
So Lambert's going to come back onto the field. We'll see if maybe the Arrows can get their big paws on one of these kicks. The left-footed kicker for Aberdeen lines up to try to kick it through. It's up, and it barely has the distance, but it's no good. Was it short?
It was wide.
Was it wide? Wide left? Can we get a replay on that? I'd like to just see it as we see the Arrow faithful there in blackout night.
I think that was wide south.
Yeah, it was from my angle. It was hard to see. And here's a replay here. Oh, perfect replay by Arrow TV. Absolutely sensational job by those guys. You can see the ball was wide left. Here's another angle at it. You can see the left-footed kicker. And again, great camera work by Arrow TV, brought to you by Dakota Land Federal Credit Union. Does show that ball was wide left, and the Arrows bend but don't break that time.
Just what we talked about. Now it's I think they get back to just, the ground and pound downhill running game here.
Yeah, we'll see what the Arrows do as they take over on the 20-yard line. They give it to Juven, and Juven's going to run north and south a little bit. He's going to pick up a few yards, real close to that 1st down.
About 6? Yep, 7.
6-yard line.
So ball's on the 27-yard line. It's going to be 2nd and 3 with 2.5 minutes left. Arrows are going to huddle up and regroup. I think we're going to open a window here.
Yeah, we might have to. Oh, here, I got you. He's good.
Getting a little Tyson breathes too much.
Someone's talking too much in here.
Yeah, the breathing's getting in the way. So the Arrows going to take over here in an I formation with Wenches the lead back. And there's that play action that we talked about. Right over the middle to Olsen.
Attaboy.
Olsen goes up and high points the ball with the great catch.
That's what you want to see. Now that's a great throw and catch. quarterback receiver being right in tune there.
Yeah, absolutely. A sensational route. Hemrick does a nice job, gives him a nice ball. And the thing that I really like about what Olsen does, kind of uses the referee as a screen there. Great shot by our crew there.
That's a good looking picture.
But it's a great looking picture. Here's another angle of the replay, and Olsen does a good job of high pointing it, gets it up at the high point, comes down with the catch, and that's an Arrows first down.
What the Arrows need to maybe get that Aberdeen Central to back up and off of just a little bit here.
Yeah, absolutely. Hopefully this can open up some lanes for Juven to run in. They're going to stay in the I formation as Hemrick is going to play action to Juven again. Coming, rolls out to his right. He's got Wenches wide open.
He's not running out of bounds.
Wenches is doing anything but running out of bounds. All he does is catch touchdowns and first downs, and an occasional fake punt touchdown pass.
That was a great play again. Hemrick waits till he clears the flat defender and then throws. Doesn't rush it. In absolutely no hurry. Delivers a great ball and a big first down for the Arrows.
Yeah, Hemrick is just really playing a nice game. Again, nice ball over the defender, right into the pocket of Wenches. You know, and you're not going to tackle Wenches by just throwing yourself out there. I mean, you got to wrap him up, and Wenches breaks a couple tackles, grabs a few more yards.
Play action game been big for Watertown again tonight.
So the Arrows are going to have it 1st and 10 at the 20, and they're going to play action again. Hemrick's going to roll to his right. He's going to go north and south. He's got a little bit of a lane, makes a couple guys miss, and he's going to get pushed out of bounds, but not before he picks up another Arrow first down.
See, now this time the flat defender sticks to Wenches. So what does he do? He puts it away and he goes and picks up 9 or 10 yards. The progression and the improvements that he's making on a week in and week out basis, and then play to play, he's making the exact same play going that direction, and he reads it again correctly. That development is huge for the Arrows.
Number 34 for Aberdeen is not going to like to see that on tape because Hemrick gave him the old oopie-doop and put number 34 for Aberdeen on his back. Just a great job by Hemrick.
Couple play action in a row here. Is that 3?
Yeah, 2 or 3 in a row. So it's going to bring up a first down and goal from the 10-yard line. The Arrows are going to stay in that I formation. This time they're going to do it handoff to Juven, and what does Juven do with it? Juven takes it in for a touchdown, Arrows.
This is what we expected to see when we talked to the pregame, Sam. This Arrows team is better than, in my opinion, is better than Aberdeen Central. It just kind of took them to get their footing and really get going here, and hopefully now they take off.
Yeah, it was a great job by Juven to stay patient, gets his footing, and then just essentially walks it in. Great lead block there by who else? Spencer Wenches. And extra points is going to be attempted here by number 21. And that looks like it is up through the uprights and clean.
Yeah, Jaden Lambert and Spencer Winch leading the way again there. We've said it all year, that pulling guard and that fullback for the Arrows they're two special guys, and they got a special guy behind them with the ball in his hands.
Yeah, good job by Riley Fisher knocking down the extra point. Makes it a 14-3 game. It's a 2-possession game. Arrows are hot, feeling good about themselves right now, aren't they?
They got a reason to. I said, other than that, really just that bad punt, which again, the guy that saved that tackle really saves the momentum of this game, get the defense out there to get a stop on a field goal. If he scores, this game may look completely different than this. So they're rolling now.
Okay. Gotcha. 34 on the Eagles is Brody Tracy. Got it. Just getting a little bit of help.
We got a brother that's looking for a shout. I like it. We do requests, Sam, right?
Well, I don't see why not.
We can do a little bit of everything.
So, Brody Tracy, number 34 for Aberdeen.
Shout out to your brother too.
Yeah, shout out to your brother giving you some love.
Because he's not.
Is he listed on here?
He's not in the roster. Is the problem?
No, he's not. So
see if that young man can.
Now he is. Okay, so the Arrows are going to kick off, and they're going to keep it in play this time, which is good. And there's a little bit of a seam there. Good job of closing that and not letting him get much further. So right out to the 40. That's Cooper Eisenbeis for Aberdeen.
16's Coltrane, right?
16 is Coltrane, yep.
Makes another tackle.
16.
Or 16's Possum.
For the Arrows, yeah, that's Shea Coltrane.
Yeah, announcer said Fossum. I think that was Coltrane that made the tackle, though. That makes sense. He's leading our tackles anyway.
My brother just sent me a text. He said he thinks I have a crush on Wenches. He might not be wrong.
He's just a fantastic football player.
He is a good football player. So Aberdeen's going to take over on the 39-yard line, and they're going to put it in the belly of their running back, and he's going to be met by a slew of Arrow defenders, starting with Simon Hendricks and his big club.
I think no matter whether he needs it or not next week, I think he should wear it. It's kind of a tone center.
He really is. Hendricks is, we missed him those first couple games, and since he's been back, he's done a really good job of helping this defense and really setting the tone for him with 20 tackles and a few TFLs, 3 of them.
Yeah, the linebacking crew for the Arrows has been strong all year.
Yeah, they really have been. So it's going to bring up a 2nd and 8 for Aberdeen. Lamar's dropped back to pass. He's got 4, but immediately stopped by Coltrane.
Another tackle.
You'll give up a few yards there, no problem, and then especially on 3rd and 8, give up a 2nd down. But it's going to bring up a 3rd and 5. You pick up 3 yards. The catch is made. Boom, you get the tackle right away. No problem.
With this pass rush. Oh, we're going to go to commercial. I'll let you.
Yeah, let's take. At the end of the first quarter, the Watertown Arrows are leading the Aberdeen Central Golden Eagles 14-3. We'll take a quick timeout. Brought to you by Dakota Land Federal Credit Union, and we'll join you for the start of the second quarter.
I'm Juven Hudson, and you're watching WHS Football on Arrow TV.
Jonathan, you find it?
Okay, and just like that, we are back.
All I was going to say, Sam, going to the end of the quarter there is, if you're not able to get much of a pass rush because you can't get your footing, maybe look for those Arrows defenders to start getting their hands up on some of those, knock down some of those hitch routes that those 3 or 4 yard hitch routes that we're seeing.
Sure.
Get involved in the passing game that way if you can't get a good push.
Good game recap here, brought to you by Dakota Land Federal Credit Union. You see the Arrows defense just stifling. 54 passing yards, a majority of that was on 1 play, 2 rushing yards. Aberdeen's got 3 carries. That's receiving. Aberdeen has just not been able to move the ball. As it's 3rd and 5 here, and same play. You see it right away. I mean, just that quick out. We'll see it, and that one goes to Eisenbeis again. We'll see where the referees spot it for a first down or not.
Oh, they gave him a first down.
They did give him a first down? Okay.
Yeah, I thought he was right on the line.
So looking at rushing here for Aberdeen, you've got Ligon has got 5 carries for 1 yard. Lamar, the quarterback's got a carry for 1 yard. I mean, they're just not able to move the ball.
Definitely a bit of a size difference on that offensive line and defensive line, Sam.
Yeah, so 1st down and 10, and Lamar's going to keep here and go to his left, and he's going to be brought down again here, this time by number 2. I believe that's Peyton Bisker, isn't it?
Yeah, he did a great job of setting the edge there, forcing it back inside to where his teammates were flowing over the top.
Yeah, we called Bisker's name a lot that first week or two, and haven't called his name a whole lot since then. But
they've kicked him out. He's not quite in the same position when they got Austin Johnson back and Spencer Winch is back, and now that Simon Hendricks is back. He's been using a little bit more of a different role. Still effective, still a good player for the Arrows. But
yeah, he's got.
That first line, he had some fireworks on us.
Yeah, I mean, Bisker's done a fine job, and keep in mind, this is his first year of playing. 28 tackles, he does have an interception and 20 return yards, so, nice job by Peyton Bisker as 2nd and 8 here, and Aberdeen's going to stick to the passing game, go over the middle. What a great catch by Aberdeen's number 3, Cooper Eisenbeis. That's well-delivered ball and a better catch.
Looks like his jersey will be black by the end of the night.
Good coverage by the Arrows on that, too. Sometimes your coverage by Sparts here, he opens up his hips, turns around. He does lose his footing there a little bit, but a great ball by Lamar and a great catch by Eisenbeis.
Very good throw and catch for the Golden Eagles.
So it's going to bring up a 1st and 10 on the 20-yard line, inching into that red zone offensive approach here by Aberdeen. We'll see if Aberdeen's number 34, Brody Tracy, can get the offense cooking here and give him some momentum. Again, we see that quick out, 5-6 yard out, connected with and completed.
Beamer's pass complete to number 6, Brody Asap.
So that's going to be number 6, Brody Asaf. That's going to come up with that catch and bring up a 2nd and 4. If you're the Arrows, how do you stop it?
I said they're not really testing you vertically. They did one play at the start of the game, kind of go over the top on you. If you want to take it away, maybe scoot up here a few steps, kind of jam a little bit. But Watertown's going to stick with what they're doing, I think. They're going to let that 3-yard pass go.
Yep, and the ball's going to be handed off, and again, he's going to be stacked up pretty quick. He may have a first down here, depending on where the spot comes in. We're going to have a flag. Some extracurricular activities going down there on the field.
I have no idea who that was.
Hand off to number 19, Avery.
Right in the middle of the field between linemen.
Arrows are backing up. That's.
I think the refs are pushing
indication.
them back a little bit, telling them to give the ref room. Let's see if we can get our mic to work here and see what we can get here.
Line to gain was met. First down, Aberdeen. After the play.
Okay, so after the play was a personal foul. I didn't catch who we lost connection with the mic when he was saying the number.
Personal foul assist against the Watertown Arrows.
They don't typically say the number on balls, but Micah Hawk, I saw he patted his chest. I don't know if it was him. We'll let him make up for it here then.
All right, well, regardless, it brings up a 1st and goal at the 5-yard line. Aberdeen hands
That's a big
off.
boy running the ball.
Yeah, and is met by a slew of Arrow defenders again. Little problem on the exchange there, but
I don't think he takes too many carries as an offensive and defensive lineman. So.
yeah, that's a big boy. But I think they're trying to neutralize Micah Hawk.
Yeah, we never got him down, so they might do it 3 more plays.
Yeah, I mean, I think when you bring in a kid of that size, and I never saw that kid carry the ball all year.
Yeah, he's a sophomore interior lineman, but hey, got to try something different here.
But you know what? Like I said, you're just at that point you're just trying to neutralize Micah Hawk, and that's exactly what they're doing by keeping him out as a fullback here. And Lamar is going to roll out to his right, and he's got nothing there, and he's just going to throw it away. So it's going to bring up a 3rd and 4, 8 minutes and 36 seconds left. If you're Aberdeen, what do? You're having a hard time moving it in these short yardage situations.
You know, I almost expect them to throw the ball 2 more plays. I don't.
3rd and goal.
Unless they got some kind of speed option game or something to get them wide. Keep that ball in the quarterback's hands, maybe. Oh, they're going to call timeout here.
So rushing for Aberdeen, you've got 6, 8, 9 carries for
Line of
8.
scrimmage. 3rd.
If Mike's going, I have no idea what they're. They just said 3rd and 4.
They didn't get him for intentional grounding.
No.
So I mean, it was just an incomplete pass. He was out of the pocket.
Yeah.
Ball got to
I don't know what he was trying to tell us.
Either way, 3rd and 4 here. They are going to hand it off, and they're going to go right up the middle here.
They're going to have to go for it, though. 4th and goal from the 1. Yep.
Yeah.
Well, they do some hurry up here. They do some hurry up, and it just goes quarterback sneak, and that's what I think we're going to get right now.
Yeah, and it looks like that's what they're doing. But the refs are letting the Arrows get set and get ready here.
They're going to call a timeout. Micah Hawk is, I mean,
Timeout, Watertown
you almost got to
Arrows.
take your chance if you're watching if they want to run a quarterback sneak. You got to feel like you have the personnel in there to handle that. I put number 70 back at fullback and have him. Well, you can't push in high school. Never mind.
Yeah, no brotherly shove or tush push here.
Not here tonight.
Nope. But if you're Aberdeen, this is something that we haven't seen, and the Arrow coaches haven't seen it either. They're putting that big offensive lineman in at fullback, and he's there for one reason and one reason only.
I would. They got it spot at the 2.
Yeah, they're calling it at the 2.
This is exactly what you want if you're the Arrows here. Good versus good. Try to pot up the middle. We'll see what the Arrows can do to maybe stop it.
Well, 4th and goal. Ball's on the 2-yard line. Beef versus beef. It's Thunderdome.
I just don't think they can go quarterback sneak right now. Not unless they put somebody else in quarterback.
Nope. So we'll see what happens here as Aberdeen lines up. They're going to hand off to the up back, which is the big boy.
Oh, he's in.
And waiting for a signal, and it looks like the signal is a touchdown. I'd love to see that replay.
That was really close.
I thought so too.
I think he was in on the first surge, but
So here's the replay brought to you by Dakota Land Federal Credit Union.
Touchdown, Aberdeen Central.
And that doesn't give us a great view. I wonder if our other angle, yeah, this angle right here, this is perfect. So yeah, you just see the big boy running there, and he barely crosses.
Yeah, it was really close.
It was very close.
Nobody has a better angle than that side judge down there.
Yep.
So.
Yep. Side judge has the best angle to see it, and all that ball has to do is cross the plane.
Yep.
That's all it has to do. So an interesting tactic by Aberdeen. Watertown, I thought, did a great job of wrapping them up, but you know, the big guy for Aberdeen does a good job of keeping his feet chugging, keeping his legs moving, and he inches across the goal line for a touchdown.
We got a good one here for us tonight, Sam.
Yeah, I mean, the score is 14-10. I think the Arrows have been dominant. I believe that Aberdeen is fortunate to be in the position that they are, that it's a one-possession game. I think as the game continues to go, the Arrows are going to have to keep themselves out. The Arrows defense is going to have to keep themselves out of short yardage situations because Aberdeen may be onto something, given the big boy of the ball. But the Arrows have been really able to flex their muscles, and I believe as the game continues to move on, they'll continue to be able to flex their muscles. That being said, total yards mean nothing. Turnovers and all that stuff, yes. I mean, I shouldn't say that they mean nothing. They are important, but there's only two scores that are, or two stats that are important. That's the home team score and the away team score.
Right. You know, Aberdeen Central's a missed field goal away from being 1 point behind, so it's been a close game. It's got a weird feel to it. We've had a fake punt touchdown. We've had a block punt that led to a field goal. So hasn't been an extremely clean game. Now these guys have adjusted to the field. We'll see if kind of evens out here a little bit more.
Yeah, Aberdeen's got 11 carries for 12 yards. So the rushing game just hasn't been there.
They're gonna have to stick with those hitch routes.
Yeah, and on the passing game, you know, they found some success there, as Parker Lamar's got 11 attempts, 8 completions for a total of 92 yards.
Oh,
I missed an onside there?
no, just a squib, but it bounced off one of our upbacks.
Okay, a little squib kick there, but thankfully the Arrows recovered. You got to bonk me on the head. Could tell me to quit looking at stats.
I was pretty calm until I saw it go off his chest.
Went right off his face.
Still pretty good field position to start with, though.
Hey, you know what? You'll take it. I mean, anytime that you can get the ball north of the 30, I mean, that's good field position for sure.
I'd like to see Schwartz with the ball in his hands on returning those, but I'll take 35-yard line to start.
Absolutely. So it's going to bring up 1st and 10 on the 39-yard line. 8 minutes and 9 seconds left. Let's see if Coach Hordorf and the Arrows offense sticks with this passing game, or if they're going to try to get Juven involved a little bit more. As Himrick goes under center, and he's going to fake the pitch to Juven, handoff inside to Wenches. Wenches is going to try to get around the corner, and sadly he's not going to be able to as he's thrown down to the ground. Might be the first time all year that Wenches touched the ball and didn't get a first down or a touchdown.
Yeah, they ran that exact same play against Aberdeen Central, you know, about a month ago. So looks like Aberdeen Central been watching some film. They're ready to go for it. Really good play 4 weeks ago. Not much success on here tonight.
Yeah, good job by the Aberdeen defender to stay with them and then wrap him up and throw him to the ground, because as we've seen all season, Wenches is not an easy guy to bring down.
No.
So bring up 2nd and 14 at the 35. The Arrows are going to play behind the sticks here on this down. Himrick's going to be back in shotgun with Juven to his left, looking that way, rolls to his right, does a good job of coming inside. That's a great run by Himrick.
Yeah.
He got real skinny and split those defenders there, that block, and picked up a good chunk of down. A good chunk of yards there on 2nd and long. He's picked up 9.
He's really been the best Arrow tonight so far. He's making the right decisions. He's moving the chains. But this is a big 3rd down now. Aberdeen Central just scored. It's your hopefully first down after the touchdown. So can the Arrows move the ball, keep the clock running, and try to get down here and score a touchdown?
More importantly, can number 34 Brody Tracy for Aberdeen get his defense pumped up? And you know, he's not on the field, but you know, he's on the sideline somewhere, pumping up his team.
Aberdeen Central's got to get their roster figured out.
So we'll see what Watertown does here on 3rd and 5. Himrick's back to pass. He's got it right over the middle. Wenches is going to give up the first down, but then go back and get it and more. And Wenches does what Wenches does best, and that's pick up first downs.
Nice crossing route, nice throw. Stayed in the pocket, nice and calm. You knew you had time. Delivers a good throw, and of course, Mr. First Down gets us one.
Good job by the Arrows offensive line to give Himrick all sorts of time for him to scan the field and find his guy. Wenches pops open. Wenches does a good job of coming back for the ball and then picking up the first down.
Don't you always hold your breath when your guy has a first down, then he runs
And gives
back?
it up? Yeah. Yeah, we see it on Sunday far too often. Thankfully, that might be the first time we've seen it on with the Arrows. So split backs here, one on each side of Himrick, as this time he hands off to Juven. Juven patiently running, picks up 1 or 2 yards there.
You know, they pulled Lambert around again, but that one didn't quite look right. They only got a yard or 2 on it. That's probably why. I don't know if Winches was supposed to go down and bury the defensive end or lead out a little farther.
Well, it brings up a 2nd down and 8 for the Arrows on the 45-yard line here. Entire playbook is open at this point. You can do kind of whatever you want. Arrows have proven that they can pass the ball. Haven't been able to run the ball as much as I think that they would like to.
Right.
But like you said, I mean, Himrick's having a fantastic day.
Central's had a good defensive front. You know, they've had a good game plan against Heroes. So maybe stick with that play action here a little bit.
Well, we'll see what they do as the snap comes on 2nd and 8. Going to be a play action and screen there to Wenches. Get a block there. There it is. Wenches goes up for another Arrows first down.
That was a block in the back.
Did they get a flag?
Yep.
Yeah, shoot. I was hoping
it was
that they,
really close.
Yeah.
He threw it really late, but I think he just wanted to get in the right spot.
Well, maybe they talk about it and he decides that that was a mistake.
See if we can get a replay here on that one.
I didn't want to say it, but yeah, you can see it because it sets up slowly, and then he needs to there. Yep.
71.
Yep.
Yeah, that was in the back.
Yep.
But they haven't called it yet, so
well, they're still thinking about it.
The longer they talk, the better it is for the Arrows.
Absolutely. As it sits right now, Arrows are going to have the ball on a first down on a great Wenches run. I think Wenches has kind of got banged up a little but he's the mutter. Told you.
God, they might send.
You know, as much as they're waiting for it. So the flag has been picked up. We'll see if he's looking at the Aberdeen sideline.
Oh, wow, they are going to pick it up.
They are going to pick it up, and they're going to take it back.
Oh, wow. I'll be honest, Sam. I think we got one in our favor there.
I think we got one, too. I think we did get one in our favor as well. But these referees, you know, they've got full-time jobs during the day. They're not full-time referees. They're out here doing the best that they can to their ability, and we appreciate the hard work and effort that they put in.
71, Carter Engels.
Yeah.
I guess that's a heck of a block, my friend.
Well, the one that I saw was on 65, Jaden Lambert. So it might have gotten away with 2. So either way, Juven takes the ball. He's going to make one guy miss. He's going to fall forward for a few more. Great run from Juven on first down. He's going to pick up about 5. He's having a hard time getting up. Hold your breath, ladies and gentlemen.
You know, you're always taught, if you're hurt, you stay down. You don't limp off the sideline. It's hard to get a guy just in that's not ready to go in yet. So even if he's okay, which I hope he isn't, it looks like he might be, you are taught to stay down until your coaches get over there. You have time to get a sub in for you, which would be Sparks.
Okay, so Juven is able to get up and walk off under his own accord, so which is good. However, hold your breath a little bit. I mean, the Juven, as we know, is a very important piece of this Arrow puzzle. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 5, 4 minutes and 22 seconds left in the first half. Trying to get eyes on Juven on where he's at on the sideline before the Arrows go here.
He's right in the middle there. He looks okay.
Okay, yep, he's just not even getting looked at by our trainer or anything, just talking to the coach as Wenches takes it as the up back. Boy, I tell you what.
First down.
That's all he does. He's a mutter. He's a mutter. All he does is get first downs, touchdowns, and he decided to add to his repertoire this game by throwing a touchdown as well.
I still can't be through a touchdown on that pass.
But 2nd and 5, that's a great call to give it to the lead back, fullback, if you will. And Wenches does a good job. The Arrows offensive line is really, really dominating that line of scrimmage.
Yeah, once the running back's been able to get going, the receivers coming in motion, and the quarterback, the offensive line hasn't had any problems all night.
You know, the weather's holding up too, so you know it doesn't appear that it's raining or anything, so it's just a little cold at this point. So the field is in pretty good condition as Himrick looks over and finds his guy, Austin Johnson.
I was just going to say, we haven't said his name yet.
So Austin Johnson picks up a few. Going back to the maturation of Himrick, he's doing a really nice job with that play action. We talked about it before. We'll talk about it all night. But he's doing a nice job of sticking that ball into the pocket or into the belly of the running back and leading the defense to believe that it is a run, and then giving this guy time to pop open for a first down.
You talked about when do you think Watertown gets their offensive, the run game going more? Right now, Hemrick has the hot hand, so if it's not broke, don't fix it that way. Sparks is still back in there running back. Oh, I like that. We don't get to see a whole lot of quarterback run out of Hemrick. But again, hot hand.
Hemrick doesn't run the ball a ton.
Uh-oh.
Oh, boy.
Making the tackle for the Golden Eagles.
Oh, boy, this doesn't look good. Hemrick is down, and it looks like he is in a fair amount of pain. Looks like that should have been an offsides on it. Could have been a free play on Aberdeen. We'll see if we can find out where the injury occurred here.
Yeah, I love seeing the change of pace by just seeing something different here, but
Hemrick is, it appears to be that he's in a fair amount of pain as it looks like he's grabbing his knee. And the trainer is working on that knee. So in the event that Hemrick isn't able to go, I believe that is Pitkin for the Arrows is the backup quarterback. I believe that is Marcus Pitkin, 5'10", 165-pound sophomore. But at this time, let's just take a moment here and go to a quick commercial, and we'll just hope that everything's okay with Mr. Hemrick. Commercial brought to you by Dakota Land Federal Credit Union.
I'm Trent Herrick, and you're watching Arrow Football on Arrow TV.
Okay, and we are back. Hemrick was able to get up with help of the trainer and Coach Hodorf. And he's right here in front of us, so we got him on camera here. He's limping a little bit. So Pitkin will come in here on 3rd and 5, and he'll run this offense for the time being. He's going to hand off to Juven. Juven's going to bust one outside. He's got room to run. He jukes one guy, makes another guy miss, and he's going to pick up enough for an Arrow first down.
Yeah, you really hope that Hemrick's okay, but in his absence, now the load falls back on Juven Hudson. Can he carry this load? And we've seen him do it, obviously, for a good part of the year, but this has been Hemrick's game so far. So now we'll go back to that offensive line, this run game, to kind of put him back on their shoulders here.
So the athletic trainer's name is Jeff, and he is right in front of us working on Hemrick as the Arrows take over on 1st and goal on the 7-yard line. They're going to start off in the dirt. It's a tough snap right over the head of Pitkin. Pitkin's just going to fall on it for we need to get a flag there. Pitkin did a great, okay, so a lot of things going on there. Tough snap that goes over Pitkin's head. Pitkin does the right thing and just falls on it and avoids a turnover. And what you're going to see here is when he falls on the ground right here, gets the ball, and then the Aberdeen defender kind of jumps on Pitkin there. So would have liked to see a flag there, but I've been told that maybe I'm a little biased.
Yeah, we might both be. I'm okay with it not being called, but
okay.
But I understand if it would have been. You always try to protect the quarterback, even though it's a receiver playing quarterback. But
well, and in high school, as soon as he's down, like he doesn't have to be touched, he's down.
I think if that ball doesn't slip out there a little bit when he jumps on it,
sure,
you might have a little bit more grounds for the no flag. But when it slips back out, these kids are coming in 100 miles an hour and don't always mean to hit someone or jump on them late either.
So going back to Hemrick's right here in front of us. Trainer's working on him, moving his foot and his ankle around. So it's good to see him out on the field still. We'll see what the Arrows do. What do you do on 2nd and 25 here, Tyson?
I don't know if they got a screen that they really like that he's ran before. I don't know how much Pitkin runs the ball, but we're going to find out.
Pitkin can move. He's fast and he's quick, so he can run the ball. They're going to give it to Juven, though. It turns out he's pretty good. He's going to make a couple guys miss, and he's going to walk into the end zone. What do you do on 2nd and 25? You hand off to the all-world running back and watch him walk in.
Just what the doctor ordered. That was a great play call. I expected maybe even a bit of a screen play there, but
you know what?
Great play by the Arrows.
Just a phenomenal job of blocking by number 78, Micah Hawk, as your left tackle. Your left guard is 67, Caden Beauchamp, and your center is number 56, Landon Perry. Juven Hudson is going to get a lot of love for that. The offense for the Arrows is going to, the coaching staff is going to get a lot of love for that. But I would be remiss if we didn't say Micah Hawk, Caden Beauchamp, and Landon Perry. Juven does not get that touchdown without them.
Yeah, he wasn't even touched, and that's a good field goal, extra point.
So the extra point is up and good. So the Arrows are going to take a 21-10 lead with 2 minutes and 10 seconds left in the first half here. Sensational A-plus blocking by those young men, leading the charge for that Juven Hudson touchdown.
The crowd's getting into it here a bit too. I think they realize as long as you don't let them score here, you keep your defense, keeps you in the game here. If your quarterback's not able to come back in at 21 points, may be enough, but you need to have a nice stand here on defense.
Yeah, is 21 enough?
I've always liked this Arrows defense. I've always felt confident in the way they play. Again, they haven't given up a lot of big plays because Aberdeen Central's only taken the one shot early. They're not going to get crushed with the 3, the 4, the 5-yard pitch and out routes.
Right. And especially if the Arrow defenders continue to tackle the way they have. They did miss that one tackle, but Coltrne's done a nice job of allowing the catch and then busting on the ball quick and making the tackle immediately.
Yeah, that number 3 for Aberdeen Central, Cooper. I don't want to pronounce his last name, but he's fun to watch. He's a very good football player.
Is that Eisenbeis?
Yeah. They need to get him involved as much as humanly possible. But if you're the Arrows, keep everything in front of you and just rally and tackle.
Yeah, Eisenbeis has been nice, and so has Brody Asoff. So, but the Arrows defense is really flexing their muscles right now, and if they continue to do that, that's recipe for an 11-year drought to end. So squib kick by the Arrows is going to be returned by the up man for Aberdeen, number 24, and he's going to take it to right about the 40-yard line.
Well, it's in bounds, but they got more yards on the squib than they would if they just kicked out of bounds.
At some point in time, I don't know. I feel like that both Tommy Foley and Riley Fisher for the Arrows, place kicker, field goal kickers, those guys, they've got big legs.
They do.
They have big legs.
We don't get to see our boy Lincoln Scud and is it Fossum, all those guys out there making tackles on the kickoff team.
Aberdeen's going to take over 1st and 10 on the 40, just over 2 minutes left, and Lamar's going to drop back and pass. He's got some time, and he rolls out, and he's going to complete it for about a 5-yard gain. Boy, I just saw Micah put somebody on his back. So we talk about Micah Hawk a lot, and here's why. 6'5", 280 pounds. But this young man is getting heavily recruited by big-time colleges to the tune of Nebraska, to Brookings, national champions, Iowa State. He's getting looked at by Big Ten schools and big-time schools because he's a big-time player.
And this is his 9th or 10th career football game, right?
Yep.
Yeah, you can't coach size, and he's a special young man.
2nd and 8, ball on the 42, 1:57 left. See if Aberdeen can move the ball here. Lamar drops back to pass. This time he's got some time. He's going to roll out to his left, and he's just going to flick it away as the Arrow defender, guess who?
Spencer Winches.
Spencer Winch is barreling down on him, and he does a good job. Lamar does a good job of just throwing it away.
Yeah, the pass rush for the Arrows has not been great. I don't know what Aberdeen Central's offensive line is really holding up in the pass game. Whitfield's not making it easy to get a pass rush going, but if he's got that much time to sit back there and throw, you're going to start sending some receivers deep and throwing it up for him.
Well, with 3rd and 8 on the board here, you know what they're going to do? They're going to pass. We'll see if that front 7 can get some pressure here and make it difficult. And we've seen that play quite a bit. And it's Fisker's going to slip, and then he's going to make another guy miss. And then he's gonna do his best to pick up the first down, and that's number 6, Brody Asoff. It's that quick hitch, and that's what we talked about. Like, we've seen that play over and over again. However, you're okay giving up the pass, the completion. You're not okay with the missed tackles as Lamar drops back to pass again. This time he's going deep, He's got a guy. Did he put it in his bread basket?
Missed
No,
it.
he dropped it.
That ball was underthrown by maybe a yard. Otherwise,
I thought he
that's trouble.
split the defenders and dropped it right in the bread basket here. Replay brought to you by Dakota Land Federal Credit Union.
if that safety's able to look back, he gets his hands on it, I thought.
Will the car in the end zone turn off their lights?
Oh, southeast end zone.
Yeah,
the lights
got
on.
some lights on in the southeast end zone there, and the lights are off. Doing their best Waverly impersonation.
Thank you.
They always did that way, but I don't know. They're trying to warm up before halftime or what here?
Hey, I get it. It's cold out there. So, incomplete pass, 2nd and 10. Ball's right at the right on the other side of the 50-yard line. Minute and 24 left. Arrows holding on to a 21-10 lead, and Aberdeen is trying to get some points before the end of the half. Maybe the Arrows can. There's a good chance for the Arrows to get a turnover here.
There you go, Beauchamp.
Lamar drops back, rolls to his right, and throws the ball away after Caden Beauchamp gave some pressure to him. So 3rd and 10. Ball's on the 48-yard line. Arrows hold here. They've got 2 timeouts remaining. I lost track of Himrick. Himrick's still on the field here. He's over here. He doesn't have his helmet on, but he's trying to loosen up. We'll see if he's able to come back in if the Arrows are fortunate enough to get the ball back in this half.
It looks like he's okay to me. I mean,
it looked a lot worse. Like when he was on the field, I was pretty nervous, but the fact that he's still here is good. 3rd and 10, minute 18 left. Lamar back in shotgun for the Eagles. He's going to run a draw right up the middle, and that's the best run that they've had all day.
And they're going to be just a yard short on 4th down here.
Micah's a little banged up on that one as he hobbles here, and he's down. And he was asking for help here right away. So Micah's down in the middle of the field here.
You see how Jade Lambert told him, he kind of pushed him over? Yep. It's to stay down. Like, we don't have time to get a guy in. Again, that's how you're taught, is stay down, let the ref stop the game, be able to get a guy in there. But now he's got to come out of the game unless he was going to take a timeout, which I would, and get him back in there on 4th and 1.
Well, I'm not sure that if he's able to go. He may need a couple plays off as he's leaning on the heavy shoulders of Jeff, the athletic trainer.
I'll call a timeout and give him 1 extra minute off.
I mean, that's fair. 4th and 1, and we'll get him looked at as the bells toll for 4th down here. It's a big play for both teams as the ball's on the 39-yard line.
I think Blake Winches is in there now at nose tackle, and he's fresh, coming in right now, so hopefully he's able to push him back.
I think watch the quarterback draw here out of the shotgun. They're going to drop back and pass and go deep to number 3.
No way.
And the ball's underthrown. No. Oh, no. That ball was 5 yards underthrown, and they're going to call a flag.
I tried to stay pretty biased, but that ball wasn't even close.
That ball was not even catchable. It was nowhere near the receiver, and they're going to call a pass interference on the Arrows with 50 seconds
I'm not
left.
sure if that was 10 yards.
I said 5. It may have been 50.
Incomplete pass. There's the flag on the play.
Path interference on the defense, number 35. 15-yard penalty. Result, 1st down.
That's a really tough call.
Yeah,
it was credit to Aberdeen Central's quarterback. It was such a bad throw that he underthrew him, and it was so far inside that.
Replay brought to you by Dakota Land Federal Credit
You don't
Union.
even.
Yeah, I mean, the ball barely makes it into the picture. Yikes.
That one's tough.
Well, we'll see if the Arrows can hold here.
I think they got their call back that I gave them 10 minutes ago. So.
Fair. Ball's on the 24-yard line. Aberdeen's going to drop back and pass, roll out to the right, and pass is completed on that quick out. We're seeing it over and over again. This time the Arrows do a good job of making the tackle right after the catch.
I think eventually the Arrows are going to have to jump one of those.
And I think we're going to see it.
If you get burned over top on one, you'd hate that too. But.
Well, I think we're going to see it at some point in time. There's not a lot of zip on the ball when it's being delivered.
Timeout, Aberdeen.
And
Their 2nd timeout of the half.
That's really the only way that Aberdeen has been able to move the ball is on those quick outs.
Again, 37 seconds here. You're still a little ways out. Second and 8. See if that Arrows defense can hold here, but you've already kind of seen the formula Aberdeen Central's going to go to. They're going to keep going with these short, quick passes. And none of the film that we've watched, Aberdeen Central doesn't do this.
Correct.
But they are just not able to get that run game going. Besides that quarterback draw, which they're going to come back to that here eventually, if not right now.
Well, and
they have to do it.
I was kind of surprised by the success of the quarterback draw because it was just over the center and in between the center and the right guard, and he was able to pick up a fair amount of yards on it. But we haven't seen that. We haven't seen Aberdeen been able to run the ball with any success at all.
I don't know if it just caught him off guard, but yeah, he was clean running up the middle.
Yeah, he really was. 37 seconds left. Lamar's going to drop back to pass. He's going to roll out to his left.
Held.
He's got some time. There's some holding that's not going to be called. Ball's floated off into the end zone, and it's going to be a touchdown. Jeez Louise.
Bit of a great play by Aberdeen Central. Great throw and great catch. I thought there might have been a holding miss there, but that's why I'm up here.
Can we see a replay here brought to us by Dakota Land Federal Credit Union? We'll see it right here.
Hands are on the outside, yeah.
Yeah. Well,
it is what it is, though.
Tough couple of series there, or a couple of plays there for the Arrows. Kick is going to be up, and it is going to be good. It's going to be 21-17 Arrows with 28 seconds left. A couple of unfortunate events there for the Arrows on that drive, but
that whether that only happened or not, but that had nothing to do with how the pass got delivered in the back end. You still got to be back there to knock it down or make a play on the ball.
Yep.
Great throw and catch by Aberdeen Central.
Yeah, give credit where credit. Yeah, absolutely. Give credit where credit is due. Aberdeen did a great job of rolling. The quarterback Lamar did a good job of rolling out, giving himself a nice window. Throws up a 500 ball, and the thing with football is that we expect so much from our quarterbacks, but sometimes your receivers have to go and make a play for you. Not every time is that ball going to be delivered perfect. This time the receiver went up and made a great catch over 2 Arrow defenders.
Right. And I see Micah Hawk must be giving his folks here, his girlfriend, a thumbs up, so it looks like he's probably going to be going back in the game here pretty quick.
Okay.
But it's, whether Hemrick's coming back in or not, what do you try to do with 28 seconds left and 2 timeouts left?
I think a lot of it depends on what happens on this kick. If the Arrows are able to get some decent field position, I mean, you still have an all-world running back in Juven. You can hand the ball off a couple different times. But you could do a draw. You obviously don't want to turn the ball over. But I think a lot of it is your offensive strategy. A lot of it is contingent on what happens on this kick coming up right now.
Sparks not going to get to touch it.
It's going to be a squib kick.
Well, that's not so bad.
So you get the ball at. I think there was an opportunity there for the young man to pick it up. He fielded it cleanly. He could have picked it up and ran forward. Decker could have for a few more yards.
They didn't run a second off the clock. I think by rule you have to at least take a second off the clock. But
yeah,
if that saves us a second, we'll take it, I guess.
For sure. So the Arrows are going to trot out on offense here.
Well, this clock says 26 on the TV here.
Yeah, our monitor says 26. The scoreboard in the stadium here says 28. We got a wildcat formation here with
taking a knee.
Okay, we're just gonna take a knee. I can't. Oh, okay. I see Pickens in there. Yeah, Pickens in there. So, Arrows are content with a 21-17 lead. Arrows have done a really good job offensively. Outside of that drive, they've been dominant defensively. Outside of that last drive, we're going to take a few minutes here to go to break. Halftime is going to be brought to you by Dakota Land Federal Credit Union. Tyson and I are going to get some popcorn, something warm, and we'll be back.
Fraternal Order of Police, LT, Brian, and
I'm Jackson Follick, and you're watching Arrow Football on Arrow TV. My name is Landon Perry, and you're watching high school Arrow Football on Arrow TV.
I'm Caden Beauchamp, and you're watching Watertown Football on Arrow TV.
And we are back from halftime. Tyson and I went and ventured out of the box for a little bit. And
ladies and gentlemen, it is cold. I don't really like leaving our little sauna here. No, I think for the remainder of the game we'll hang out here for a little bit. Evans always gave us grief that it's so small in here, and then we walk out there like tonight, and everybody's envious of us. So tonight it's a blessing.
So let's recap a little bit here. We're about 3 minutes away from the start of the second half. Arrows take a 21-17 lead going into the third quarter. We've talked about yards and the Arrows kind of dominating the total yards, but it's only a 4-point lead.
Yeah, it's this game has a weird feel to it. I feel like it's one that I feel like it's hard to even put into words. Watertown came out and they were so strong, and Aberdeen's done just enough kind of to hang around, and then they had I didn't want to call it a couple of breaks go their way, but they ended up putting a touchdown on the board in the end, and it's close now.
We got yards right here on the screen. 133 passing yards for the Arrows, 131 for the Golden Eagles, 87 rushing yards. So really, like, the Arrows aren't really dominating. It feels like they're dominating in all facets, but Aberdeen after that last drive is really hung in there. And before we get back into the football, a couple shout-outs here. The running back that we were thinking of earlier that was dominant
was Shea Bratlin.
Bratlin, so shout-out to him. We've got Danielle Garcia watching Juven from Colorado Springs. So, Garcia, we appreciate you watching. Steve says, go Arrows. Coach Svensson watching from Texas, former coach of the Arrows. So, Coach, appreciate you watching. Go Arrows. Tina Wenches says, go Arrows, watching from Orlando, Florida. Tina, I promise your weather is much better there than it is here. Shelby May says, let's go Eagles. I think she's talking about the Philadelphia Eagles and their upcoming matchup against the Commanders on Sunday. All joking aside, Shelby, we appreciate you watching. Thank you for tuning in. Matt Meyer says, go Eagles. Matt's a good guy. Watertown native. Chandra Walsh says, let's go Arrows. Shelby May, way to go Eagles. And Deborah Schwann says, go Eagles. So for those of you that are watching in Aberdeen or in the Aberdeen area, we appreciate you tuning in. We appreciate you watching. Arrow TV is...
We try not to be biased, but we know we are a little bit.
Yeah, we know we're a little biased, and take this opportunity here to thank Sharps Chevrolet from last week. Sharps was kind enough to allow us a vehicle to drive down there. Super nice of them. Shout out to Sign Pro for the love on their digital billboard. Check them out. Nate Graff's a good dude. He's the owner of Sign Pro. Got a big digital billboard on Highway 20. And huge shout out to Dakota Land Federal Credit Union. They are our partner, and they're the ones that really are behind this whole thing and help make this thing happen. And Cam Corey, Ryan Remmers, those two guys are just absolutely incredible in what they do behind the scenes. And sometime before the night's over, I'll make sure to get a list from Ryan on all the students and what they do to make sure to give them some love and give them a shout out as well. Because this whole production is put on with 4 adults. You, me, Ryan Remmers, Cam Corey's here to help Ryan set up during the day, and then the rest is students.
It's an awesome crew that we have supporting us and help us out. We get a lot of support from our coworkers, from our friends. I know Taylor Berger's our #1 supporter. He texts us throughout the whole game, him and his wife.
Yep.
But we're getting love throughout the whole week, and we appreciate that too. I can say, just in case this would be our last game, I've enjoyed doing this with you.
Appreciate
this
that,
Arrow
likewise.
community has been incredible. This football team has been incredible and fun to watch. I don't plan on this ending tonight, but just in case it would, I just want to say thanks again for having me aboard, because it's been a blast.
Yeah, the community has been fantastic. I mean, the outpouring of love and support that you and I have received throughout this whole thing has really been, it's kind of been overwhelming at times, you know. I mean, we didn't know what to expect when we got here, and fortunately for us, the Arrows have had a sensational season. We're hosting a playoff game, and it's just been a lot of fun to be a part of. And, you know, Arrow TV brings you things like this. John Hordorf on your left, Coach John Hordorf on your left, and the coach of Aberdeen on your right. You know, it's just, it's really been a phenomenal experience for me, and I know for you, and just for everybody involved. So thank you to Dakota Land and to Ryan Remmers and Cam Corey and everybody else that has had a hand in this thing that we call Arrow TV. It's been an incredible experience.
Like you said, it's not over yet, but it's more than what I ever expected. The support has been incredible, and I'm looking forward to maybe doing it again next week. But for Here the Arrows tonight, we got to figure out what's going to get us back on track as Sam's coming back in here with me. What do the Arrows need to do to kind of finish putting this game away?
Well, before I got to circle back to one more thank you.
Go ahead.
So let me drop the one more thank you. So the Midco Foundation donated. They donated some equipment to us that allows our camera operators to communicate to each other during the game. So we could have one camera on the 20-yard line and one camera 80 yards away, and they can communicate to each other so that we can give the best possible angles and the best possible views and shots and whatnot. So a huge shout out to the Midco Foundation for doing that. And going back now to football, what the Arrows have to do to secure the win in this game, I think your defense has got to continue to do what they do, and that's lean on that front seven and keep stopping the run, but they got to control that passing game. And then as far as what they got to do on offense, it's really, I think it's a lot of it's going to have to do with who comes out. Is it going to be Hemrick that comes out? If it's Hemrick, then we can throw the ball a lot. If it's Pitkin, we saw Pitkin early on in the season. Pitkin is very quick and Pitkin is very fast, so he'll give you another element to your running game that maybe Hemrick won't.
I'm not a betting man, Sam, but what I will say is it's playoff football at home. You're the quarterback. I expect Hemrick to be out here.
Okay.
When the Arrows need what's been their best player tonight, I may be wrong, but I expect him to be out here in 2 plays here.
Well, we are just about set for kickoff here as we start the third quarter, the second half, and we'll see if 11 years can be washed away as the Arrows return the kick. And we may have something. Number 16, Shea Coltrane, does a fantastic job of receiving the ball in the short kick and getting it on the other side of the field, and the Arrows are going to take over at about the 45-yard line.
And Mr. Hemrick is coming back in the game, Sam.
Okay, that's good. That's really good for the Arrows. Not that Pitkin can't do it. That's not a knock on Pitkin at all, but anytime you've got your starting quarterback out there, you feel a little better.
Yeah, that's a thing.
Pitkin can do some nice things for the Arrow offense. Like I said, he can run, he's quick, he's elusive. But Hemrick has really been hot all game, so we'd like to ride that hot hand out here for the rest of the way. So right away to start off, it's going to be a sweep to Juven to the left. He's going to lose some footing right away, and going to start off behind the sticks to start the second half.
I will say, just when we started that possession, we talked about it at kind of halftime that we were, if they keep doing this pooch kick or whatever, that might actually get Aberdeen Central away from it. And that was a heck of a return, a great heads-up play by Shea Coltrane to get about 15, 20 yards out of that return. He was kind of going sideways a lot, but he was getting a lot of yards for us too.
But the Arrows could put Lincoln Scott up there too, and Lincoln Scott could do the same thing. So I mean, if
he just goes north.
Yeah, if you kick it away from a guy like Shea Coltrane, then a guy like Lincoln Scott could do it too. So it's going to be a fake sweep, and Hemrick's going to go deep over the middle. I believe that one is going to be picked off. So looking for a similar play going over to Mitch. Over the middle. We saw it earlier where Mitch was able to get up. Mitch Olsen was able to get up and get to the high point of the ball. This time, unfortunately, he wasn't able to, and Hemrick took a lick here. So right at the end of the play there, Hemrick got hit pretty good, but the ball is picked off by Aberdeen's number 16.
Really nice interception of a number 16.
Yeah, it's going to be Braden Comstock, 5'10", 180 pounds. So if you're Aberdeen, you couldn't ask for a better start to the second half. Empty backfield for Aberdeen, and it's going to be that quarterback draw. And with one arm, he's going to be drugged down by, I didn't catch the number.
It was Spencer Wenches. Just guess.
Of course it was Wenches. Good gravy. He doesn't need to wrap up tackle. He just needs to, wrap up with one hand.
I really want to see Watertown's defense come out just this half and put up a shutout. Not that they've shown us. I mean, they gave us 17 in the first half. I just feel like there's something about this defense. They can answer the bell. They can step up. They know their quarterback's beat up here a little bit. And it's going to stop us with stopping those short passes. Obviously, continue to be strong in the run game. We'll see if they can do that right now.
So it's going to bring up a 2nd and 9 after a 1-yard gain, and Lamar's going to drop back to pass. He's got some time.
Oh, that's out.
Oh, and it's out, and who picks it up?
Jaden Lambert.
Jaden Lambert, and he dives in for a touchdown.
He's been in the end zone a few times. He knows
Jaden Lambert knows how to get into the end zone, knows how to celebrate without getting the flag. Congratulations, young man.
Man, that was really close, but that was definitely a fumble.
Well, let's look at the replay here, brought to you by Dakota Land Federal Credit Union. Lamar drops back to pass. He's got some time, and then the ball is...
He just wasn't able to get it to come forward. He went up, he cocked it back, but then just his arm kind of came straight down with it.
I think
Ball came out.
I think we're fortunate in the fact that I think the ball went sideways or backwards. His arm was moving forward.
It was a weird angle. And I've always liked, the refs letting it play out, and now they're talking about it a little bit more. I understand that. But I think that was a fumble.
I agree.
And again, I'm going to have some natural bias. I do understand that. That was a really tough bang-bang play. Good on Jalen Lambert picking up and getting in the end zone. Darnier fumbled the ball when he was switching hands, getting ready for his touchdown celebration.
I think he was doing his best Marshawn Lynch impersonation there as he crossed the goal line. There he goes. Look at the big man get up.
Yeah, they're going to give him a flag here.
They're going to give Jaden a flag.
Now I don't think the touchdown's going to count, Sam.
I'm sorry.
After the play,
Okay, after.
like number 67. That's number 67's first unsportsmanlike or disqualification.
Hey,
Aberdeen.
that happens.
Yep.
The main thing is get to it, knock this extra point through, and move on.
Hey, you get a warning that you get the warning, but the good thing is that he still has another one. He's still in the game. The touchdown counts. Arrow score.
So we're wondering if it was on him. I think it happened after the play, Sam, and I think it was on him after the play, because if it had been on Lambert, that touchdown would not have counted because it would have happened before he was in the end zone. So it would have happened
during the play.
So it couldn't have been on Lambert.
Correct.
Correct.
And now they changed it, but we didn't get the number.
I could be wrong, and I'm wrong more than I'm right. But I feel like the unsportsmanlike conduct was probably for the celebration going into the end zone. However, the play counts, but it's just like you can't spike a ball in high school.
Extra point attempt by Riley Fisher, hold by
I'm just not sure.
Cohen Crayons.
Regardless.
Well, we'll take the touchdown. We won't do that again, and we'll take the touchdown, and we'll move on here.
Exactly. So we'll see if they can get the extra point kicked in. We're sad in the booth as I spilled my popcorn all over the place.
A lot of excitement going on there is why.
There was a lot of excitement going on. The extra point gets banged through it, so it makes it 28-17. 10 minutes and 9 seconds left in the third quarter. Interesting turn of events.
Yeah, and Caden Beauchamp's dad's head spinning down here trying to figure out if his son's one play away from getting disqualified, kicked out of the game. We're not even sure what's on right now. But yeah, huge play by the Arrows. Again, the quarterback for Aberdeen Central had time, stepped up in the pocket. Caden Beauchamp made the strip sack, if you will, that Jaden Lambert picked up and took in. And again, I said I didn't know if the defense would step up here and hold him and not let him score. But if you're going to score yourself, I suppose you can give up one touchdown in return.
Yeah, for sure. It's like I said. Just such a strange way to start the third quarter. Arrows turn the ball over. Aberdeen has got all the momentum after getting the interception. Then they turn it over, and Jalen Lambert decides, you know what? 4 fumble recoveries on the year is not good enough. I need 1 for each finger.
That's his third touchdown now?
1 for the thumb.
How often does an offensive guard have 3 touchdowns in the year?
The guy just...
And they're not handing him the ball.
Well, now he's got 1 for the thumb because he's got all sorts of fumble recoveries, interceptions, touchdowns, 5 fumble recoveries, 3 touchdowns on the year. And he moves well for a big guy.
And now I'm looking for him to see if he's still walking around okay, because he did take a shot there on that interception.
Yep, he did. Well, hopefully...
he's straight down front of us walking around still. He's
a
little hitch in his giddy up, but he is moving around.
Right. Oh, yeah, he does have a little hitch there, doesn't he? But he's a gamer. He's a baller.
Playoff game, Sam.
Yep, understand. I was just going to say, understands the importance of this.
That one's going to stay in bounds.
Yeah, but it's going to be kicked at the 40 and brought right up the gut for an additional about 13 yards.
Yeah, they're at their own 45-yard line now.
Yeah.
Maybe we should just kick it out of bounds, Sam.
Well, I feel like both kickers have big legs.
They do.
But I think in that particular kick, you can see it that he got underneath it, and that's why the ball went straight up in the air. But you know, you got to keep in mind, like, these are high school players. These are high school athletes. You know, Foley is a young kid with a big leg. But I feel like...
You know what, Sam? Weren't they 15 yards back? They were on that kickoff and the penalty.
Oh, sure.
That's why it didn't go as far.
Yeah. I mean, still was... Didn't go far.
It didn't go as far.
Fair enough.
What I meant to say.
Fair enough. All right, Ligon carries for a good chunk there, no? 2nd and 3 and 7 yards.
But again, that was where the Arrows needed to make that big stop in the passing game on defense. Make a big play, and they did. We'll see if they can pick up from where they left off.
Okay, so 2nd and 3, ball's on the 42-yard line here. Handoff again. This time, again, there's just nowhere to go. Wenches is there on the tackle. Or no, excuse me, that is that Decker?
Yep,
yeah,
Caden Decker.
Yep, Decker comes in and makes a great tackle there. Haven't called his name tonight, so he did a nice job of getting in there.
Austin Johnson was right there to help get him down. The run game continues to be strong here.
Yeah, I mean, just the Arrows continue to just dominate that front seven as they hold on to this 11-point lead with just about 9 minutes to go here.
Oh, false start. Start.
Well, are they going to? Which way is it going to go?
False start.
Okay, the rest just call it a false start.
Yep. When they both go at the same time, it's going to be on the offense.
Right, agreed. However, this referee on our side was kind of looking across the field at the other one, so I didn't know, how they were going to go. I knew what it was supposed to be.
Right.
But
you always wait till you hear him call it, right?
Exactly. Hold your breath a little bit. So that's a huge call, though. I think that 5 yards backs us up to 3rd and 9. Replay brought to you by Dakota Land Federal Credit Union. You see you see the wide receiver at the top of the screen. And
he's been a playmaker too.
Obviously jumped, and that's number 3,
Cooper
Eisenbeiss. So 3rd and 9. Lamar's going to drop back to pass. He's got some time. Mike is barreling down on him. Right in front of us, but I believe that's
incomplete.
Yep, skipped incomplete. So good job by the Arrows defense holding up. Punters coming in for Aberdeen. 8.5 minutes left. 3 guys barreling down on the young man. That's hard pass to complete.
Now you make sure they don't fake it, because that's an awesome stand after that penalty and that kickoff. So now just make sure you get the ball back here. No more mistakes in a game like this.
Yeah, and at this point in time too, there's still a lot of game left, but I expected to lean on Juven here on offense. A little rainbow, block! Oh! Barely gets the punt off, but gets it off nonetheless, and it's actually a very good punt.
Down to the 8.
Inside the 10. That's a fantastic punt. That snap though had Skittles coming out of it.
Yeah, that was up in the air too. That was a rainbow.
Yeah. Yep.
Lincoln Scott had his eye set on his first touchdown of the year because he was really close to getting back there, and I'm glad. Again, I just said no more mistakes. As a freshman, your eyes get big and you think you want to make a big play.
Sure.
He drills that punter. Now Aberdeen Central's really right in kind of their touchdown range, so right in the red zone. So good play by him to lay off.
Yeah, good job.
Get the ball back.
And phenomenal job by the Aberdeen special teams there. I mean, anytime you can put the ball inside the 10 on a punt, 10 out of 10. I mean, that's a great job. Arrows are going to take over 1st and 10 at the 9-yard line. Hemrick is going to hand off to Juven this time. Juven's going to make one guy miss and slip as he goes from dirt to grass. But he's going to pick up about 3 or 4 on that.
Lambert slipped on that when he pulled out and came around too.
I think the footing is really kind of holding up though for the most part. Like, it was wet at the beginning of the game. We talked about a mutter and all that. I mean, jerseys are dirty, and that's going to happen. It's football, but they're not black.
It's not as wet as we thought. They're slipping around a little bit, but it's not like it's soaking wet out there either.
It's cold, but it's far from that nasty weather that we thought it would be. Juven's going to take the ball on the sweep to the right side. He may have something. Tyson does a good job of breaking. I thought maybe if he continued to go on the outside and try to hit that sideline, I thought he had a big hole there.
I watched that one on the TV. I'm admiring the camera work by our crew here. I didn't see it from the field range, but another first down nonetheless. Yeah. Another good play by the Arrows. And keep that clock moving, right?
Yeah. Anytime that you can keep the ball or the clock moving, anytime that you can keep moving the sticks, and sometimes a 19-play drive that takes up 10 minutes is more heartbreaking than an 80-yard touchdown.
Absolutely.
So 1st and 10 on the 22 as the time continues to tick. This time it's going to be handed off to the up back, and I believe that's going to be a
the ball's out.
Did he fumble?
I think Arrow's got it back. Yep,
All right, yep, Arrow's got it back. Was that Wenches? I couldn't see it.
Wenches.
We traded places this time. This time I went to the monitor and you went to the field.
Get a different feel for it.
Yeah. Hard to see here where and if the fumble happened.
A loss of 3 or 4 on the play, second down and 14.
Not a huge loss. According to the scoreboard here, it's a loss of 3, so not terrible. 2nd and 13 as the Arrows are going to take over here. Continue to move the ball up the field here and see if they can get first downs, take some time off this clock, and end with points. Hemrick is going to drop back to pass. A quick screen out there. One guy miss, and another one, and he drags for a couple of yards and bringing it all the way down to, at the 30-yard line, Tyson?
Yeah.
I couldn't see who made the catch.
It was about 3rd and 3 here. Yep, 3rd and 3.
Pass was completed to Cohen Kranz. Is going to bring up a 3rd and 3. Hemrick is going to go over and receive the play call. What do you do here, Tyson? You got to pick this up.
I think I'm going to do a play action. Get it over to Spencer Wenches in the flat. Okay. Play action's been good. I think Hemrick's okay. If he's not mobile right now and he can't kind of roll out, then I'd give it to Juven. But if his knee's good, I'm going play action here.
I'm going to run behind that big offensive line and hand it off to Juven here. So we're going to go roll out, and he's going over the middle, and he's got Coltrane at the 50. Coltrane's going to make one guy miss and get it all the way out to the 40-yard line. We're both wrong.
I'm glad Hemrick stayed in this game. He is what the Arrows needed. He's been good. I know his knee's a little banged up, but delivers the ball when the Arrows absolutely needed it. Totally swing momentum back in the Arrows' favor. Up a couple scores here, and that clock is just bleeding off.
A great ball delivered by Hemrick. Catches Coltrane in stride, and Coltrane's able to get a few yards after the catch and bring the ball all the way down to the 40-yard line. Great play call, great execution, great throw, great catch, good blocking, perfect job.
To me, this has been, to this point, Trey Hemrick's best game of the year. Even with that interception coming right out of the 3rd quarter there, he's been really sharp tonight.
Hemrick sweeps out to Juven. Juven goes up to the right. Now he breaks it to the left. He stiff arms one guy, cuts back, and finally tackled at the 2 or 3 yard line.
Not to be outdone.
Oh my goodness. Juven is hitting every button on the controller and matriculates the ball all the way down to the 2 yard line.
He says, Tyson, don't forget to run for 1,000 yards this year. You can give me the ball still on first down.
All that love for Hemrick, and Juven wants in on the action. Tough stiff arm. And
what a run.
Boy, I thought he was gonna finish it off. He was all over the place. He was on the right hash, he was in the middle, he was on the left hash.
I think he's gonna finish it off on this drive yet, if not right on this next play right here.
Yeah, just breaking the 5-minute mark. 1st and goal at the 3.
Wildcat. Wenches at quarterback.
Yeah, Wenches is in. Oh, I got a false start there on Micah Hawk, 78.
Wenches is upset. He knows he's not getting his touchdown this way now. He's probably not getting it at all.
Well, we'll see if replay brought to you by Dakota Land Federal Credit Union. We can find out here.
Oh, Hemrick's staying on the sideline?
Yeah. False start on big old Micah Hawk.
They're going to let him do it again, huh? Oh, now he's getting a play call. Nope, they're going to keep him in there. Good.
Right, so it's going to be 1st and goal at the 8 instead of the 3.
Wenches ain't giving up his touchdown that easy.
What if maybe he could do like a Tim Tebow jump pass here?
Oh, I think you save that for Peter next week if you're going to run that one.
Wenches was able to pick up a couple of yards there. So 2nd and goal remains. At this point, are you just going to stick it in Juven's belly 3 times?
I think so.
Yeah.
You know, he's
to the 4-yard line.
There's just no reason to put it harm's way right now. See where you maybe are on 4th down, but I'm going to run the next 2 downs probably for sure. But credit to the Aberdeen Central defensive line. They have been good at times tonight, and they've done some good things. It's just Watertown's kind of wearing on them here, and they're eventually hitting that big play as the drives are going on.
Yeah, you can see the ball's just inside the 5-yard line, so it's 2nd and goal from the 4. And Hemrick is going to send Pitkin in motion. He's going to hand off to Juven. Juven's going to go outside, and I think he's going to get a yard, maybe 2. So it's going to bring up 3rd and goal from, looks like about the 3-yard line. So he just picked up the 1. You know, like at this point, You stick it in his belly and just go right up the gut?
Yeah,
Twice?
I think that's part what they're going to do. It's hard to see some of those Aberdeen Central numbers down there, but hard to miss number 70, Bryce. I'm gonna butcher that last name, but he is a monster of a man out there at 6'6", 260.
That is a big kid, no doubt about it. Arrows are going back to the Wildcat with Wenches. He's going to go right up the middle.
Still going to get his touchdown.
I think he's going to get it there. Is he in? Yep. He is in. Spencer Wenches, my brother sent me a text earlier, and he said, I think you have a crush on Wenches. And the only thing I disagree with that statement is that he said, I think.
He's incredible, isn't he?
What a football player.
He's got to be the guy that he's really your tough guy on this Arrows defense or offense defense. He plays fullback. He plays tight end. They got him at quarterback now. He plays quarterback on the punt team, I guess, too. But
he's got an 88-yard touchdown or a 98-yard touchdown run that he had last week. He's thrown a touchdown pass. They're just what a remarkable young man.
He does a little bit of everything, and he kind of sets a tone for the Arrows.
He really does. The Arrows missed him the first couple games of the season, but he's obviously back, and he's a big part of what we hope in 15 minutes and 44 seconds ends an 11-year drought.
Yeah, the Arrows keep playing like this. Again, I kind of talked about it to start the half. I don't want to see the Arrows defense give up any points in this second half. So far, they've really answered the bell on that, and they've also scored on defense. So we'll see if they can finish it off here and just really kind of cap off a great second half. So, but I don't expect Aberdeen Central to roll over at any point, and I expect them now to start taking some shots down the field again.
Well, and we've seen it. So, let's talk about that. As the Arrows take a 35-17 lead, they've got an 18-point lead with 3 minutes and 44 seconds left. If there is an Achilles heel to this Arrows defense, it's that pass defense, right?
Yeah.
So now if you're Aberdeen, you've been able to move the ball a little bit on short plays, but if they've had opportunities to stretch, Arrows have to be careful. Yeah. Yes, you're excited that you're up by 18. Drubin's got 108 yards that we see on the screen there. Great job by our statistician and by Arrow TV there. But Arrows really have to be careful. They have to be careful that they don't give up that big play. So good job here. That's a great kick. It's going to stay in bounds. It's going to take him all the way to the 15. And he is going to be knocked down at about the 25-yard line.
So like I was just telling you at the start of the quarter, I said, maybe you scoot up here, maybe take a shot and get one of those picks on a short pass. Now it's back to the first half formula of keep everything in front of you. You don't need to take any big gambling shots here. This game is almost well within hand here. Just keep everything in front of you, rally to it as a defense, and play sound football.
Shout out to Kirk Ellis, our statistician, who's doing a good job for us tonight. Appreciate you, sir. 3 minutes and 33 seconds left in the third quarter. Aberdeen's going to take over on the 23-yard line. Lamar's going to drop back to pass. And there's what we talked about. He goes deep, and there's safety over the top, and he knocks it down. That was Mitch Olsen.
Good breakup. I just thought he maybe almost came down.
That's way on the other side of the field from us, so it's hard to see from here. But it was nice to see a safety over the top. We haven't seen that a whole lot.
The ref's telling us something.
He's got to wiggle his damn mic.
Well, they do have a flag. Face
mask on us.
Now I'm glad he didn't catch it, because then I'd just been upset now.
I'm not sure where that face mask came from.
Well, it's at the line of scrimmage.
Is that illegal hands to the face?
Must have got the quarterback after the ball was thrown or something. Just in that region. But again, like we talked about, we're not jumping anymore. Keep your safeties back. They were in a great spot there.
Yeah.
Aberdeen Central's going to go back to that.
Yeah, and I think if you're Aberdeen Central, you have to. And here they're not abandoning the run game completely, but again, just sucked up there immediately as soon as he gets the ball. There's 4 Arrows defenders there to stop him as soon as he gets the ball. It's so tough to run against this Arrows defense.
Yeah, it really is. Blake Winch in the backfield right away, and again I saw him kind of slip there, but he ended up getting on the pile and pulling it down.
Ball's placed right at the 30-yard line.
So the ball's at about the 30-yard line, 28-yard line, 29, right at the 30. Hard to see from here. So Lamar's going to drop back to pass. He's going to go over the middle there. Overthrown. I thought there was an opportunity for Schulte maybe there to step in front of one and get a pick.
Just about had another one. Central's got to take their chances here. One of our safeties, I think, going to come up with them before this game's over.
So the sticks are showing 3rd and 5.
Yeah, and that's what I was wondering, because we had a penalty, a 15-yard penalty,
which would have been a first down.
And then they had like a 0-yard run.
Yep.
And now it says a 3rd and
then an incomplete pass. But the sticks are showing 3rd and 5.
That's why I was confused.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm a little confused there myself.
If it was hands to the face, that would have made more sense.
But yeah,
that's a personal foul, I thought. Well, 3rd and 5.
Step in front, step in front. There's what we talked about. I mean, there's that opportunity to really jump in front of it, and that's Coltrane.
But now it's 4th and 1, I think. I mean, if the sticks are right. Yep.
Yeah, and the official's saying that it's inches, so they're calling it 4th down immediately. So it is 4th and 1. Big Micah Hawk is going to come back and enter the game.
Put the game away right now, Sam.
Well, still a lot of time left. I mean, if you're Aberdeen, you're definitely not giving up by any means. A lot can happen. Quarterback keeper is going to go for, I think that's going to be enough for a first down, isn't it, Tyson?
Yep. Shout out to Aberdeen Central here, though, with their pig for breast cancer awareness, right, Sam? That's why they're wearing pink tonight, correct?
Yeah, yep. Our ribbon there is our Aero TV crew giving breast cancer awareness some attention and some love, and but the Aberdeen guys, quite a few of those guys wearing pink, and that's good to see.
Yeah,
shout out to them for sure.
That.
Absolutely. 1st and 10, ball's on the 31-yard line, minute 45. Lamar's going to drop back. He's going to hand off immediately, and Austin Johnson again. It's pretty wild to me how successful this Aero's run defense has been able to be. You know, looking at rushing for Aberdeen here. How many carries we got there, Tyson? 1, 2, 10, 14, 16, 18. Roughly 18 carries for Aberdeen and a total of 33 yards. It's not there. 2nd and 10, Lamar's going to drop back. Got 3 guys barreling down on him, and he's brought down from behind.
Is it Caden Decker that got him? Or?
No, it's Spencer Wenches.
Hey, look a little different there.
I told you.
I saw it too.
That's my mutter. Spencer Wenches comes down, but Caden Beauchamp was right there, and it just held him up long enough for Wenches to clean him up. Kudos to Micah Huck, kudos to Caden Beauchamp, and hats off to Spencer Wenches having arguably the game of his career.
Yeah, good time for it. Senior at a home playoff game.
Yeah, I mean, the Arrows are just about 12 minutes away from ending an 11-year drought and bringing this community something that they haven't seen in over a decade. Lamar's going to drop back to pass. He's got some time, and again, barreling down on him a 2nd time in a row.
He's going to take us into the 4th quarter here, Sam. I don't know if he's going to be done jumping around by the time we start the 4th quarter, though.
Spencer Wenches, have yourself a game, young man. Help end this 11-year drought and celebrate all of it. We're going to take a quick timeout as we enter the 4th quarter with your Watertown Arrows up 35-17.
Hi, this is Mike, and you're watching Watertown Aero Football on Aero TV.
I'm Trent Herrick, and you're watching Aero Football on Aero TV.
All right, and we are back, and Neil Diamond has joined us as we get a little Sweet Caroline from the Arrow Nation. So, 4th quarter, Arrow's up 35-17. Aberdeen's got the ball, 4th and 29 on the 15 as they're lining up to punt. At this point, tick-tock, 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 tick-tock.
Yeah, just don't do anything crazy on this punt here. Don't run into their punter. Don't muff the punt. Get the ball back. Bleed clock here.
Yep, absolutely. Stick it in 8's gut and get behind those big offensive linemen and just keep this clock rolling. Oh, we got a flag.
Oh, man.
They have 12 on the field?
They do.
Yep. That's not an automatic first down, though.
I sure hope not.
No. It's 5-yard penalty.
You know, wouldn't that have been something coming out of the quarter?
Yeah, that would have been rough.
That would have been a good way to get Mr. Hodorf's or Coach Hodorf's blood boiling.
All right, so 4th and 24 as Aberdeen lines up in a punt formation. Snap is a little high. Kick is off and good. It's going to take an Aberdeen roll. Boy, that punter, he's doing something with that ball. He continues to get that nice roll. He's been fun to watch this, tonight, for sure.
Yeah, he's been good. That snap was actually worse than the first one, so he's maybe wishing he had the first one back. But yeah, good punt nonetheless.
So, well, we got a second here. Actually, you know what? I'm going to wait so I can make sure to give these kids the proper attention that they deserve. So we won't rush through it. We'll wait until a timeout or something. Okay. So 1st and 10 for the Arrows at the 43. 11:49 left. Hemrick's going to trout the offense back out for another drive, and like we talked about at this point, just tick-tock, right?
Yeah, I don't know how. I think Hemrick's knee is fine, but I don't expect some more pass plays just to keep him solid.
Sweep to Juven. He's got some room there. Great job by Aberdeen of limiting that to even a 12-yard run. Great run by Juven.
And again, this game's not over by any means. But barring some crazy turnovers or something going terribly wrong, you do have this game in control right now. So Hemrick's not coming out, just getting the play, but I don't expect them to do too many drop back pass plays. Just leave him open and getting kind of drilled.
Look at the rushing yards here. 143 rushing yards from the Arrows, 172 passing yards from the Arrow. A balanced attack to end an 11-year drought.
0 points coming up in that second half too.
Yeah, yep, great point. So Hemrick is going to take the snap. It's just going to be a pitch to Juven. Juven's going to go to the left, make a couple guys miss, make a couple guys more miss, get out into the open field, make another guy miss, drag a couple guys.
Jesus.
And he's going to go all the way down to about the 4-yard line.
Like we said, it is a little slippery out there tonight too, so to get hands on him when he's making all those cuts, it's just like good luck.
Yeah, jeez. I mean, 16's all over him, 24's all over him, 28's all over him.
It's a grown man running the football, Sam.
Good gravy. It takes a horde of Central players to bring down Juven. We've been blessed to watch that young man play football all year.
Yeah, he really is fun to watch, and he's been kind of the backbone of this Watertown team the whole year. Kind of the guy they lean on. Obviously, Arrow's offensive line's been good. The front's in for the defense. But when you look at one guy, Juven's been the guy.
Yeah, and they're leaning on him right now to close this one out. Oh, busted play.
Get down,
Hemrick. Yep, get down.
I don't know if you can hear me from up here, but I was trying to tell him this. When you're looking around, there's nobody there. Those two linemen are still coming full speed.
That busted play is always scary because everybody thinks one thing is supposed to happen, one thing happen, or something else happens, and like you said, just get down.
I don't know who went the wrong way, but considering the motion was going, the way that Juven went, if I had to guess, Hemrick would turn the wrong way, but usually the quarterback's the one that doesn't make the mistake on those things. So,
shout out to Landon Mack at home watching us, the great legendary Watertown Arrow Landon Mack. Brings up.
That's going to go right to his head.
Yeah. Hemrick is going to pitch out to Juven. Juven's going to lose his footing and bring up 3rd down.
Well, we talk about not throwing the ball, but at this point, you're going to have to throw to the end zone here on. It's basically 3rd goal.
Yeah, but you know what? Even there, I would not be surprised to see Watertown run the ball here. I mean, you've got a commanding lead. You got an 18-point lead. 9 minutes left in the 4th quarter. The defense has proven that they can shut down.
Will Watertown kick a field goal?
I would love to see Watertown kick a field goal.
You and I both would.
Yeah, I mean they definitely have the kickers to do it for sure. Whether it's Foley or Riley Fisher.
They're gonna call a timeout here.
Yeah, there's Watertown is in no hurry to snap this ball. So let me do this. So on cameras tonight is Katie Liederbrand, Austin Wellnitz, Carter Miller, Jonathan McCorkle, and Emily Miller as the Arrows take a timeout. So those are our camera folks. Our technical director is Carter Remmers. Our scoreboard is being operated by Mason Mogg, who coincidentally enough looks exactly like his dad, Josh Mogg. And if he's half the person his dad is, then our future is bright with that young man.
Absolutely.
Statistician is Watertown's finest, Kirk Ellis. Thank you, sir, for all you do protecting and serving our community. Our down and distance is by Brett Pearson. And our producer is Ryan Remmers.
The one and only.
The one and only Ryan Remmers. And joining me in the booth, as always, not to be confused with the better-looking Taylor Zemlicka, is Tyson Zemlicka.
I'm just blessed to be here with you, Sam. This crew has been incredible all year. You and I get a lot of credit, and I'm not exactly sure why, but those kids are fantastic. Mr. Remmers has been great to you and I all year. It was fun to go down to T last week and do a game.
Absolutely.
I didn't love being in the stands. That was like a little cold for you and I,
Yeah.
but it's been fun. It's been a good year, and now just to see the Arrows being successful, you couldn't have asked for a much better year so far.
Yeah, I mean, the first year for us to be able to do this, and the Arrows are hosting a home playoff game, a 6-3 record. Wenches is back in the Wildcat here, and he is going to keep it and go to his left. He's going to wiggle that way, and he's going to bust in for a touchdown?
Yep.
Okay. So, yes, there is a small crush on Wenches, but in my defense,
why not?
But before the game, I called him out as my mutter.
You did.
I did. Just a fantastic performance by Wenches. Tonight he's really done it all. We've called his name a lot, but it would be remiss if we didn't give a shout out to left tackle Micah Hawk, left guard Caden Beauchamp, center Landon Perry, number 65 Jaden Lambert, number 71 Carter Ingalls. This Arrows offensive line, when they are on, they can beat anybody.
Right. Man, it's been fun watching these guys tonight. I don't expect to take another 11 years for Watertown to win and host another playoff game. But if in 11 years my son asks me who was the guy that kind of carried the load tonight, I'm going to tell him the fullback / tight end / punter that throws touchdown passes.
Yep.
Defensive end that had back-to-back sacks. Spencer Wenches was all over the field in what will be his last home playoff game.
Yeah, just an incredible job by that young man. And while we're giving out thank yous and congratulations and whatnot, I know there's still 8.5 minutes left in the game, but congratulations to Coach Hodorf. I mean, I believe this is his first playoff win as the Arrows head coach. So he's been at it a long time. I want to say this is his 10th season as the head coach of the Arrows. Been to the playoffs 8-9 times, and after 8 consecutive road playoff losses, brings it home for the Arrows and delivers a win.
The tough thing is, and I still wish I could get that kid's name. I'll look when we get home and watch the replay tonight. But whoever made that tackle on that block punt for the Arrows,
yes,
that was so
at
big.
The beginning of the game.
And then for Coach Hordorf to have that fake punt called, that could have swung the entire momentum of this game.
That's a live ball, ladies and gentlemen, and Aberdeen's going to pick it up. Ooh. Big missed tackle right at the goal line there. I didn't catch the number, but he was looking to make a highlight play for sure. Sorry, continue.
No, but just all those things. I mean, the Arrows beat this team by 2 up in Aberdeen on a missed field goal by Aberdeen to win it. So Aberdeen is a good team.
Yes.
And they were in this game. If we don't make that tackle, if Coach Horner doesn't call that fake punt, this game could very easily still be 21-17.
So the stats up there for Wenches say 6 carries for 19 yards and 3 touchdowns, but it's been far more than that. It's the passing touchdown, it's the back-to-back sacks, it's the leadership. Again, this Arrows defense, this Arrows front 7 is just bottling up this Aberdeen offense. Caden Beauchamp in on that one.
Austin Johnson's coming out of the pile.
Yeah. Replay brought to you by Dakota Land Federal Credit Union. We'll see the sack here, and I want to say, was that Beauchamp that helped him up right away? Somebody helped him up right away. Good sportsmanship. I mean, it's easy to talk your smack when you're up 42-17, and I'd like to see the Arrows not doing that and showing some character and integrity as they finish this one out. So 2nd and 15 on the 5-yard line. Sweep out here. Good cut inside by that central running back.
And that was first down, but that might have been their best run of the night. 15,
Yeah.
16-yard,
Is that-
15-yard gain.
Is that number 19 for Avery Ligon? That was a great run.
I said, they're not going to give up. It might be their last playoff game, obviously, too. They're going to play hard. So like I said, it was just a weird game at the start. It was all like these big kind of weird plays, not turnovers.
Nope.
There's no turnovers, but they did a lot to stay in this game, made some good plays before the end of the half, and Watertown kind of flexed their muscle here this last quarter and a half.
Yeah, good dominating performance by Watertown in the second half as
Austin Johnson
comes in and makes a tackle from behind on Lamar. So 7 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Aberdeen is just trying to, they're running the ball here a lot, and they want to get out of here healthy, and Arrows obviously want to get out of here healthy, and in all likelihood, the Arrows are going to be traveling to Pierre next weekend. Personally, I think the Arrows match up better with Pierre than they do with Yankton.
I think without question they do that. Yankton's got a very strong passing attack that they kind of exposed the Arrows a few months back when they were here in Watertown. And I've only watched the Pierre game on film.
Great open field tackle by Pitkin.
But yeah, that team they match up with a lot better. Now, no disrespect to Pierre because they are a fantastic team. They're maybe the best coach team in the state.
You can't put any disrespect on a team that's won 6 state championships in a row, going for a record 7th state championship in a row. So that's not a shot at Pierre by any means.
Absolutely not. Momentum is a crazy thing, Sam. You get down there to Pierre in a week and put together your best game, and the Arrows will be right in it if they can do that.
So looking at the scores here as we wind down, Yankton did beat Huron tonight 17-0. So a little low-scoring game for Yankton. So Yankton will advance, and at Watertown is looking like they will advance.
Pierre's tomorrow they play.
Yeah, so Pierre will play Spearfish tomorrow.
That's why they were watching the broadcast right away.
Yeah, because the game got pushed back to tomorrow due to weather.
Gotcha.
So it's tough for Spearfish to get to Pierre with the weather. And then T area will play Sturgis tomorrow.
Ooh.
So
that almost got another one back there.
So barring any kind of upsets, we'll have T versus Yankton and Watertown versus Pierre.
The only thing I wish that we could see for that game is Nathan Briggs be back, but it sounds like that's not an option.
Yeah, it sounds like Briggs is out for the rest of the year. Shout out to Jaden King watching us and cheering on the Arrows. Brian Barrios, Gabby Gale, and Tanea Bowie. And then Samantha Stetham says, Tyson, I hear you're a betting man. Is that accurate?
Well, I would have picked the Arrows tonight if that counts. So I don't think I'm going to win anything though.
Well, you're gonna win the opportunity to watch the Arrows play next weekend in Pierre.
So tell our viewers what are the chances that we are in Pierre next week.
Well, we talked about it a little bit. It's a challenge to take this production on the road. If you haven't had an opportunity, go to our YouTube channel and watch it's about a 2-minute video from some of the behind-the-scenes stuff that goes into setting this production up. It's a lot. So it would be. We would love to, but Pierre's a long ways away, and pulling the kids out of school and getting out of work a little early. We're going to talk about it, but we'll see what happens here. Shout out to my oldest, Kaden Mooney, watching all the way from Philadelphia, PA, and Heidi Langerud. Way to go, Arrows!
Glad to see people are still tuned in watching.
Yeah, it's nice, and we got a good group of people on there. Just about 800 people watching right now as the Arrows are 5 minutes and 21 seconds away from ending an 11-year drought.
Just been a fun game overall. The kind of a weird start there. Went back and forth with some soft league play, but the Arrows really have been strong in the second half and been really good in the second half of the ball game.
Yeah, Hemrick is gonna hand off to Arrows number 30. Is going to be Malik Decker.
He's not down yet.
And boy, that kid runs hard. He's going to take full opportunity of every snap and every carry that he gets from here on out.
Golden Eagle 40-yard line. A gain of.
So it's going to be about a gain of 8, 9 on that one, Tyson?
Yeah, and I looked down after he had a 2-yard gain. I was trying to grab the program here, and I look up and everybody's screaming. He ran in running for 9.
Still running. Kid runs hard. Well, you know, he doesn't get he doesn't get a whole lot of carries.
Juven and Sparks are done for the night. He's got the rest of the load back there.
Yeah, so the clock's going to tick away here as soon as the ball is snapped, and the Arrows are going to try to have to keep this ball in bounds. And they're going to do a good job of that. A great run here by that young man, upended by number 5 for Aberdeen. That's going to be Jet Carlson. Boy, Jet Carlson, that's a big kid. 6'4", 180 pounds.
Stop for the Golden Eagles is by number 5.
Yeah, they have some good offensive and defensive linemen. Aberdeen Central does.
Appreciate the shout out from Ryan and Cassie Heiser. Say great job, Sam and Tyson. Go Arrows. Appreciate you watching. Jay Walter, Arrow Pride. Appreciate you watching, Jay. You know, big shout out to almost 800 people that are on. I mean, that's
pretty cool.
That's pretty great. So about 800 people on to watch the Arrows break an 11-year or snap an 11-year drought, win a playoff game, host a home playoff game. Pretty special moment for Hodor, from these players, and for the Arrow program. Another handoff, and geez, another great run. Patient runner, patient young man with the ball as he goes in between the right tackle and the right guard there, and picks up enough for a first down as the chains move again.
When it's time for Coach Hodor to take a few knees, I know he's going to do that. But if he's able to bust one of these touchdowns, I'd love to see him get in the end zone. He had one a few weeks back that got called back on a penalty.
Yep.
I'm sure he's one of those guys that is just an incredible teammate, great for practice, you know, giving the first team defense a good look. I'd love to see him get in the end zone here tonight.
Yeah, that young man has done a really nice job of spelling Juven and spelling. We haven't seen Sparts carry it a whole lot, but he does a good job of spelling both of them. And takes the ball again, and this time he's going to be...
still not going down.
Yeah.
Oh, he finally got him at the end.
Yeah, and I think maybe there was a whistle there. Appreciate Wanda Clement's comment. Arrow TV is awesome. We appreciate you, Wanda. You're awesome. Please consider going to Pier. We'll definitely, absolutely consider it.
We need Taylor Berger to start another petition for us to go on the road again.
And then my beautiful bride, Audrey Mooney, watching and says go Arrows too. So appreciate all the love and the support from everybody. And if we can make it work to go to Pier, we certainly will. But we'll see what happens here as the clock continues to tick down. And Pitkins gonna sweep out here to number 30 again for the Arrows, and again that's Malik Decker running hard. JC Rowe adds in and says, I was a freshman 11 years ago watching the Arrows win their playoff game, storming the field and making it all the way to the Dome. Hope these students get the same experience. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Appreciate that, JC.
Cool to get some of those viewers that, you know, were obviously around back in those days, and that's what we talked about. It was Shea Bratland was the running back for Watertown 11 years ago when they were on that playoff run that made it to Vermilion.
Yep.
He said hopefully we have a similar experience in the coming weeks.
Yeah, we'll see here as the Arrows are going to try to tick-tock this one away and hang on to the ball and continue to run hard.
He just doesn't want to go down.
He just doesn't. He's just... Malik Decker is 5'7", 145 pounds, and he runs like Maurice Jones-Drew.
Yep, just nice low to the ground and keeps his feet moving.
Yeah, he does a good job. Or, you know, like another guy that was like that, remember Doug Martin?
I do.
Yeah, the little bowling ball. Just, I mean, Decker is just strong. He runs really well. It's fun to watch.
Let's see if Watertown's going to just run the ball here again and maybe have a turnover on down. I don't think they're going to kick a field goal. As much as you and I would love to see a field goal kicked.
Well, you know what? Like, it's not terrible to kick a field goal.
A little practice in a game.
Yeah, I mean, just to have the
you never want to have that
live snap, the live rep.
Right. You don't want to have that run the score up thing either. You don't want to do that, but if it's a little practice for next week.
11 for the Watertown Arrows. Ball placed on the Golden Eagle 27-yard line.
Well, let's see here what they dial up on 4th and 10.
Well, 4th and 10, 2 minutes left as the clock continues to run.
If they could get a first down, they could knee it out here. Timeout.
So Erica Schaefer chimes in and she tells us that we're really biased and we need to pay each of the student athletes on both teams with respect and not downplay each of their abilities. And sadly, we apologize if we disrespected anybody in any way. We certainly don't try to do that. So Erica, if we offended you or any of the players in any way, certainly not our intentions.
We definitely are biased. I'll give her that one.
Nathan Briggs chimes in, and Nathan says, sadly won't be back, had surgery last Friday. Nathan, I'm sorry to hear that you're injured and that you had surgery. I will tell you that you were fantastic to watch.
Fun to watch play.
Fun to watch. Something that I'll remember for quite some time was that catch in the back of the end zone against Washington on the pylon for your first of 2 or 3 touchdowns that day.
I remember telling you he's going to catch touchdown pass, and the next play he caught one.
Well, he got that one down the seam,
yep.
And I think that was his first touchdown. Then his second touchdown was the one right by the pylon. So a lot of fun to watch as the Arrows are going to line up for a field goal here. I want to see him bang this one in.
I'm just glad they're trying it.
So my snap is good, hold is good, kick is up, and it is
short.
Just short. Just missed. Great effort. So Nathan Briggs, we appreciate you watching and wish you the best of luck moving forward. Janine Rue Whirling says, appreciate the ability to watch the game. Thanks, Arrow TV. We appreciate you watching. Francis Reddy says, shout out to the Remmers, class of 92. Go Arrows. That's aging Remmers a little bit,
so
no?
He probably doesn't like that, being what year he graduated. But
I think Francis spelled 2002 wrong and accidentally put it as 92. Greg Hansen says, thank you for covering Arrow Athletics. You all do a great job. The production is awesome. Appreciate that, Greg. Good Guy fan says, you guys do a great job. Thanks for what you do and 100% okay. To be that on Arrow TV, appreciate you, Good Guy. And then Annette says, watching from Aberdeen, thank you for your channel and your incredibly fair and unbiased commentary. Appreciate it. Good work, Eagles. Appreciate that, Annette. We understand, like, it's not lost on us that that we may be a little biased towards the towards the Arrow. It is Arrow TV after all. However, we certainly don't want to downplay anybody's abilities as Lamar throws up a big ball deep down the sideline and just overthrows the intended receiver. But we certainly don't want to downplay anybody's abilities. We don't want to offend anybody, so if we do, we're certainly apologetic of that. Lindsay Stuckey says, great job commenting and great video quality. We appreciate that, Lindsay. The kids do a great job of putting this production on, and Ryan Remmers kind of dreamed the whole thing up, so he's been fantastic. Shelby May says, good job, Eagles. The Eagles had a great year. The Eagles lost to the Arrows twice, which was a seed ahead of them. Lost to Yankton and Pierre and T.
And then Lincoln.
And then Lincoln. So definitely nothing to be ashamed of by Aberdeen as the Eagles defender makes a great catch there on a slant and holds onto the ball after a big hit.
We got a guy down here, Sam.
Yeah, and I believe that's the Eagles receiver that just made the catch. Great catch by that young man. So, minute 35. Hopefully this young man from Aberdeen is okay. Let's pay him a little bit of respect. Let's take a quick break here, brought to you by Dakota Land Federal Credit Union. Or let's take a behind-the-scenes look at what we've got going on. How about that? There's good old Kirk Ellis. There's the legendary Nick Kranz right there. Josh Moggs look-alike, or doppelganger. Off Watertown's finest, Remmers with his brand new hat, courtesy of Coach Hodorf.
We're down the hall there in the little small room.
What a gentleman. Got a camera on camera action right there.
They're not going to go up and show the guys up top where it's probably pretty darn cold. So.
Quick update here on the field. Aberdeen's number 3, Cooper Eisenbeis, is able to walk off the field on his own accord, so that's good. Nice close-up of Brett. I didn't even know Brett was up here. What are you doing up here, Brett?
It's warmer. That's probably what he's thinking.
It's Brett Person. It's a fairly common name, but geez, good for you, Brett. I called off your name earlier. What do you got going on up here? Where's he at?
Down in distance.
Down in distance. Geez, what an excellent job. So a quick pass out to the Aberdeen wide receiver. Pass is completed from Lamar. Clock is going to continue to tick.
Number 42 made the tackle for the Arrows, Aaron Fischbach.
You know what, Tyson? I think this is the time where I'm going to dip.
You try and get down there?
I'm going to run down and see if I can't get Hodorf for a quick on-camera after the game interview.
See if he'll sign the petition for us to go to Pier.
Yeah, well, jeez. You know, we would love to, but like I said, there's a lot of moving pieces into it, and
can always listen on KWAT, right?
Well, that, you know, I mean, hopefully, like I said, hopefully Arrow TV can do that, and
can't make it down there.
Hopefully we can make it happen and see how that goes. Tyson, I'm going to hand it off to you. I am going to go on the field and see if I can get an interview with Hodorf. And
best luck down there. Don't get trampled if the students run on the field.
Yes, any students listening, please don't hurt me.
Pass complete there to number 3. Cooper. I'm not going to say his last name. He's been a great receiver all night for Aberdeen Central, and it looks like he's back in the game here, so it's good to see for that young man. On what appears to be the last play of the game here, Aberdeen's quarterback drops back to pass. Oh, we're going to get one more play in here. No. With 1 second to go here, Aberdeen Central's going to run one last play, and we'll see if anybody runs on the field. Hopefully Sam doesn't get run over. We'll need to find another running mate for next year before we can do this again. Arrows drop back in a deep prevent defense. We're not going to allow any points to come on the board for the Golden Eagles here. The players are dumping out the water. I thought they might try and dump something on Coach Hodorf, so he's probably happy they're not going to do that. Aberdeen sends a receiver in motion to the right, throws a quick pass over their main receiver, number 3, Cooper. He runs hard and is tackled to end the game here. The Watertown Arrows are victorious by a score of 42-17, winning their first playoff game in 11 years, and having that playoff game be at home has got to be really special for these young men. I'm sure they're looking forward to next week, making that trip to Pier, giving it all they got against an incredible football team, a very well-run and a very well-coached football team. As the team shake it up here at the middle of the field. Been a great season, like we said, for Aberdeen Central. Just only really losing to a few of the top teams on their schedule, and they had a tough run-in with Lincoln last week, but I believe Lincoln is the top team in AAA. So, like Sam had mentioned a few moments ago, nothing for the Aberdeen Central Golden Eagles to hang their heads on. They had a fantastic year, and I'm excited that Watertown gets to continue their season next week against the Pier Governors up in Pier. As you look at that student section, see if they run on the field here pretty quick. Take a look at those stats from the game. Watertown's rushing attack was just dominant all night. The passing yards were pretty similar. But once that Watertown offense got going, they were tough to stop. The defense put up a shutout in the second half like we had hoped they would. They really battled back strong, made some good adjustments at halftime. I'm just going to send it down to the kids downstairs here if they're going to get on those players. It's a cool view, and it's something I want them to be able to see. Look at that. It's a special moment for those kids. As Sam tries to get the head coach over here, we will be signing off after his interview. So again, thank you all so much for tuning in this year. We appreciate all the support throughout the year. Go Arrows.
Okay, we are on the field with Coach Hodorf. 11-year drought upended. How do you feel? How do the players feel?
Well, we're just excited we got to win. First time we've had a big playoff win in a long, long time.
pretty exciting for us, and now we got to enjoy this for the day, and then we have to move on. I mean, we have a shot. We have a shot to go make some plays and see what happens this coming week.
Talk to me real quick about the importance of Spencer Wenches and how creative you're able to get with him and the unique things that he's able to do on a football field.
Spencer's a big, strong, fast, athletic kid. You can put him at running back. You can put him at quarterback. He's our punter. He can do a lot of different things. So it's important to have a guy like that on your team.
Next week you go on the road against the 6-time defending state champion, the Pierre Governors. What do you do to attack them, and how do you give your players the energy and the passion they need to go and win that one?
Well, we started with a big win tonight. When you go to Pierre, you know that they're the defending 6-time champions, and until somebody does something about that, they will be that. So we're just going to go watch a film, watch their game tomorrow, see what happens, try to get something going. Right now we're just going to enjoy this, and then we will start worrying about Pierre tomorrow.
Fantastic. Coach, congratulations on the playoff win. Congratulations to the Watertown Arrows. Arrows will be on the road next week against the 6-time defending state champion Pierre Governors.
Thank you.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Congratulations.
Hey, guys, let's go.